Let's go.
Welcome, guys, to Pops and Henry Brothers podcast. We are your hosts. This is Pat.
Yo.
I'm Trav, and this is Pops.
Yo, what's up?
And y'all know the routine, man. Y'all know how we do this. I'm just waiting on everybody to come in, man. Let's make it.
You know how we do. So, we also have the opportunity for everybody to be able to join us by video on the podcast. And what we'll do to make that possible is to throw a link up in the comments, and I'll do this every 5-10 minutes, throw this link up. And all you have to do is go to the comments, click the link, and then you'll see the invite to join the podcast via video. So the very first comment in the thread will be the link to join us by video. Otherwise, hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's had a good week and weekend post Super Bowl. What you say, Trap?
Sorry.
I just told him that the link to join us by video is gonna be up, and then it's post. That's all right. And then post Super Bowl, and then I said, "What you say, Trap?" Then I was gonna get you to ask Pops after that.
What you say, Pops? Sorry, y'all. I was tagging names. Let me finish doing this. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about though, for real.
Yeah, there is. It's a lot we need to talk about. Your favorite quarterbacks and your favorite teams, situation on the NFL field, what needs to be changed, and what we're glad that has been changed. We got a couple things, and a couple celebrities that a lot of people want to talk about. We're going to touch bases on that. And the rest of it is wait for y'all to come in and join the party.
25.
And for those of you that have trouble on counting, don't really know what the number is, so you ain't got a good average, tell them that. Give them something to get them started on the numbers and all, Travis. Pat, you got something to let them know about the numbers and how to get them started on their counts and all that?
What do you mean, Pops? I'm sorry.
Well, just in case someone's confused about the numbers and the status and all that.
Well, we'll wait till they come in here.
Yeah, we'll wait till they come in. Yeah, we'll wait.
And then we'll break it down to them
like that. What are Pop talking about? You'll see.
Yeah, that'd be easy. Be easy to do that when they come in.
Yeah.
So what's going on with everybody?
Yeah, let us know if you've heard any news. Typically, there's a lot of buzz right after the season. People get anxious, get excited to make changes, coaching staffs.
And you're also hearing a lot of Dallas saying we're going back to the Super Bowl already. So go ahead and book it. They get into the Super Bowl next year and they're going to win it. So go ahead and write down and book it.
See, there you go.
And why not? San Francisco can't seem to knock through and get it.
Why not? Because y'all haven't did it yet.
San Francisco.
What do you mean?
San Francisco, we're not going to overlook that. 3 times in the Super Bowl, they ain't won it yet.
But diminish the fact that they made it to the Super Bowl.
No. Diminish the fact they ain't won it yet. Dallas ain't even. That's my point, guys. I don't care how fast and how close you get to a certain thing. If you don't win, you still a loser.
Closer is better.
No, it ain't.
Travis, what do you say about that?
Man, they ain't going to say, here go all the losers, and that's the one that came closer to the win. They ain't going to say that. They going to say these are losers. This is the winner.
I say, what I say is,
Just go and add like that. And then when your people go, it's a lot easier. Just go right down the list.
Well, ain't that something?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
So,
yeah, so what do you guys feel, and how do you feel about
So my thing is, I don't think we should diminish the fact that they made it to the Super Bowl twice in the last 5 years.
Just to not diminish the fact that
and also,
what you do.
When it push comes to shove, at the end of the day, closer is still better. Would you say, Traps? Playing in the Super Bowl is better than a first round exit any day, right? Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you this, guy. If he say it's better than being there and get close, well, what about the one that don't never get to the playoff team? That's the same. Is that the same rule?
Then that's not as good as the ones
that. It's the same rule.
That's not as. My thing is the ones that don't make it to the playoffs year after year is not as good as Dallas Cowboys with a first round exit. Just like I'm saying, Dallas Cowboys with a first round exit is not as good as actually making it to the Super Bowl. There's levels to it, and there's levels of accomplishment. Wouldn't you say, Travis? There are levels of accomplishment. It doesn't take away from remarkable season. Matter of fact, the Dallas had the best quarterback this season.
I'm not doing it this time.
That doesn't take away from that fact, but it's still a team sport, and that quarterback can either with the team lead that team to where they want to be or get close to it. But then there's degrees of closeness.
Here we go again.
Man, y'all ain't nothing but haters. You're fired and you're next.
All I know is ask the teams that ain't made it to the playoff game. If you ask the team that ain't made it to the playoff, they have a good thing.
You know what they will say?
You just cut me off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pops. Go ahead.
Done, guys.
So go ahead.
Pops, get him, Pops.
Go ahead and ask the team. Ask the teams that didn't make the playoffs, and then what?
I'm gonna drink me some water. Go ahead. It's your floor.
No, go ahead, Pops.
It's your party.
I thought you were done. I really did.
It's your party.
It's your thing. Go ahead, Pops. Say what you got to say.
Next. Guys, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that dance with him today. I'm just not doing it.
Hey, y'all know the routine. We'll just wait on everybody to come.
Since you say I can go,
Go ahead.
since you say I can go, then all I was gonna say is there's still degrees of closeness, and so you know, at the end of the day, you got to be able to say those teams that did make it to the playoffs.
Marcus.
Those teams that didn't make the playoffs are always going.
That's Marcus Best. What's going on, Marcus? That's a Dallas fan, by the way. So your fellow comrade.
Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
What's going on?
Great mind think alike. Pop needed somebody to come in here and enlighten.
He needs somebody.
Enlighten these guys to who's the best team in the NFL.
And Marcus says, he said, yes, there are degrees of closeness. Teams that has been there and teams that's been picking in top 7 each year. Teams finishing 3rd in the worst division in football. You know, yada yada yada. Hey, I guess that's a shot at me.
Hey, no.
Listen, he might. My Falcons, so
give him a welcome anyway. You didn't do that for me. Give my man a welcome.
We ain't gonna give him a welcome.
I forgot about it. Let's welcome Marcus.
Yeah, we forgot about it. Marcus,
I got you, bro.
We all know why he didn't give you the welcome.
Yeah. Y'all was messing with my Falcons.
You ain't doing that to Marcus, bro. You ain't doing that.
That's a shot at me. Finishing 3rd in our division.
When Cowboy fans come on here, Pop got you.
Well, let's see.
To Pops in here.
Let's see what else. Let's read what else Marcus said.
He made some sense right there, guy.
Yeah, he made sense.
Team finished 3rd in the worst division in football. Hey, go ahead, preach, bro.
So Marcus, who's your
That's
team?
what happened when coaching is that terrible. Your coach is incompetent. That's why his ass got fired.
Who's your team, Marcus? By the way,
I just told you, Dallas Cowboys.
I couldn't. Oh, I wasn't.
He's hoping you change your mind, Mark.
Oh no. Well,
Cowboy hat on, don't you?
You hoping he disappeared.
so I do want to.
That's Ron's boy.
I do want to bring a point. First of all, I got Ron Thomas.
Yeah, bring Ron.
Yeah, I got Ron Thomas backstage.
What's up, Ron? Get on here, boy.
We'll get you on in just a second. But before I do that,
Ron gonna say that ain't my boy.
I will say this.
He my boy then. He my boy then.
It's telling that even when a Dallas Cowboy fan who has a grip on reality comes out and says, yes, there are degrees of closeness. There are degrees of accomplishment.
But he talking about everything.
Regular season and postseason. No, we're talking about football, Pops.
But see, but you trying to just always point out because we got beat out of the first round. That's what you keep pointing out.
No, I'm just
So
saying.
Marcus, because we haven't won anything, means we can't talk as analysts.
So let me ask you a question.
That don't make any sense.
But if it's true fit,
All right, I'm gonna have to do it. Hold on a second. I'm gonna leave you with this and let you comment on. I'm going to get the item or the artifact that we need to keep order.
I got a head cold, guys, so excuse me.
So
we're gonna do that ourselves. We grown men. We're gonna do that ourselves.
I know, but I think it'll help. But I was gonna say
Are you trying to say you're not gonna be in control?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in control. You seem to diminish.
You saying it always amazes me that teams that never won anything make the most comments. So,
Now you understand.
hold on for a second.
us as analysts,
Hey, me and you, we right there.
hold
We
on,
right there.
hold on, Pop. Us as analysts has the right to speak on sports. Period.
Yeah, yeah,
Still don't negate.
Yeah.
Still don't negate what he just said.
But now, I will say this is my. Go
This is
ahead,
what I gotta put up with. You see this? Reality is just not there all the time here. It's just not.
well, this is the other
These
thing.
are my sons, and I take full responsibility for they dislike thereof.
We have just as much right to talk about sports as anybody else. Win or lose or draw. Period. We are analysts, so that's what happens.
All right. The other thing I was going to say is
what's going on, Steven? Welcome.
What's up,
Steven
Steve?
Corlett to the building.
What's up, Steven?
Picture the finger that's up, Steven. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna get you before you get me. That's all I'm saying. I will say, Pop seems to diminish.
That makes no sense, Marcus.
Hold on for a second. I'm gonna put his comments up.
Pop ain't said nothing, dude. I agree, though.
He said, Marcus. Pop seems to diminish teams that get closer
I need to, Steven.
to the Super Bowl or be in the Super Bowl. He seems to diminish those teams' accomplishments, saying that they're not better than those of his Dallas Cowboys,
I didn't say that.
to justify or to make him feel better about his Dallas Cowboys not getting that far or as far as said teams.
What's going on, Sharon?
When in reality, there are degrees of closeness to the Super Bowl and degrees of accomplishments. And again, I hold to this fact, or to this my opinion on this, that.
Hey, Sharon, I don't know where the static is coming from. Sorry, she said static.
Okay.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Is this?
We'll figure it out in a little bit.
There are teams.
Oh, it's on that phone.
Teams that don't make the playoffs are, in my opinion, are not as accomplished or didn't have as good of a season as teams that made the playoffs. And teams that have a first, second round exit are not as accomplished or don't have as good as a season as teams that made it to a conference championship or a Super Bowl. And then the only step past that is actually winning the Super Bowl. So yes, there are degrees of accomplishments. That's all I'm saying.
That was nicely done. Now, I'm just going to give you props for something.
I'm doing better. I'm trying.
That's the point, didn't you?
I did. I can feel y'all looking at me. It's like,
That was pretty good, though.
I'm not gonna get the whole wrap it up. So I'm just gonna get that. So I'm like,
That was pretty good. Guys, that was pretty good. You cut it off. That was pretty good. That's pretty good.
anyway. So
Alberto, my G, what's going on, brother?
Alberto, what's going on? What's going on?
I am gonna say I'm gonna put up some more comments. Travis, you said you didn't agree about something that Marcus was saying.
No, Marcus was just saying basically if you didn't win a championship, you can't talk about sports. Or we always the ones that got the most to say if you don't win. Yeah, because we're analysts, duh.
But he said lack of that all. The people that don't
Championship or not. If we call ourselves analysts, which we are, we break down the game, we analyze it. We have the right to speak regardless, win, lose, or draw.
And what do you mean to say? We don't always have to be right. That's what, you would say that, right?
Well, that's what Dallas fans say, because they never right.
Steve had a question. I'm gonna put it up so I can see it better.
And that's my point.
Travis, drink you some tea with a shot of whiskey in it. That might help you, Trav. That might help you.
Yeah. I know I addressed that a while ago.
Oh, okay, I missed it.
You
Sorry.
must have missed it.
And let's give Sharon and Steven both
But what's going on?
their intro
What's going
clap,
on,
please. Sharon, thank you. Steven, thank you for tuning in.
Come on in and talk with us, y'all. Come on in and talk with us.
Look at Sharon said, "Oh, look at Pat with his steel and curtain tee on."
And Sharon also says,
Hey, that's classic right there, Sharon.
Sharon also says, y'all miss me. I've been sick for like a month.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
We're glad you're better. I got a head cold today myself.
Sound you up, baby.
Sharon,
Sound
I
you
caught
up.
from my niece, so.
Yeah.
Glad you're back up.
You know, it's a weird, Sharon, me and you are a lot alike in that I'm not saying we love to debate per se, but we love to conversate and to get into topics. And so, yeah, in that respect, not only do we miss your personality, but we also miss you in that respect too.
We really
So,
did.
glad that you're feeling better. All right, let's get Ron Thomas in here
That
real quick.
knowledge. We missed that knowledge.
Yeah, we did. I did, but we're gonna do it again.
Well, Patrick,
And then
you ain't got to blow your own horn.
Yeah, and we get Ron Thomas on the set. What's going on, Ron?
What's up?
What's up, Ron?
What's up, man?
Oh no, that
What's
fool.
up?
Marcus.
I told you what he was gonna say. Hey, Ron, that is not right, man.
Hey,
that ain't right, man.
Sharon's.
Him and Marcus got
I know.
they
So-
got a little beef going
I know that shit ain't right, man.
I
This is
don't-
a really stupid
But we all love each other right here, though, Ron.
But Sharon, I'm
we all
like-
love each other on the show.
Sharon-
man.
Not them two.
Sharon, I'm
On
like,
this show, you can be lovers, man. Just not Paul, not that way.
Yeah.
Paul, not that way. Okay.
Yeah, long story.
Yeah, it's a long story.
Okay, okay, all right.
You love me though, right?
We'll let it go for now.
Hey,
Then.
you love me though, right?
I will say,
Ron, you love me, bro, right? You do love me though, right?
I
love you too, man. Okay.
Right,
We're
good,
still
good,
boys.
good.
We're still boys.
all right, me and Sharon and Travis feel the same way. Regardless of what our team's record is, we still gonna talk that shit. Regardless,
Okay, Sharon, I would do that. I definitely do that.
what she has to do.
Drink some hot tea,
Oh, yeah,
sugar, lemon, fresh garlic, ginger, and drop 2 hulls, regular cough drops in it. Basically the whole grocery store.
The gambit.
But
Travis said it's a whole grocery store.
I got something better than all that. Hey, I can tell you something better than all that. All of that.
She says drink 1 cup every 30 minutes, 2 hours, and then 1 cup every hour.
I'll tell you something better than all that. Castor oil.
Nah.
Hey, guys, everybody know I'm telling the truth. If you want to really get better at it, castor oil. But am I wrong?
I can't do no castor.
I know you can't, but am I wrong?
I never took it, so I remember y'all was taking.
You remember you took it. You might
I
not
remember
remember.
it. So
That stuff will work, guys. If you want to get rid of what ails you, castor oil, do it. If you can get it down.
hey, Miss Evelyn.
Hello there, honey.
Some orange juice.
With some, what you can do with orange juice, or purple mint, or anything you can get that smell down with, you know.
My uncle gave it to me.
It works. Or with some rock candy or something like that, yeah. Did it work?
Let me just say this. I ain't like it to school.
Yeah, you took it. You took it.
Yeah, I've always heard of the castor oil thing, but I don't even know what it looks like, what it tastes like, man. So
Look like oil.
I can't tell you nothing about it.
It
So.
tastes like oil.
Yeah, like crystal oil looked like that. It looks just like crystal
Yeah,
oil.
I can't do that.
But
But it tastes even worse.
I tell you this, Travis. It will help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marcus, I ain't feeling that. I can't do that.
Marcus, have you ever took that stuff, man? Castor oil.
I'm sure you probably have.
Hey, it works, guys. And anything that ails you, it'll do it. After you get it down. But once you get down, then you come back up.
Did we all say hey to Miss Evelyn?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. All right.
Leave lights on. So, but
It's the
Patrick,
phone.
It's the phone.
you remember castor oil, don't you, Patrick?
Castle, yeah, I remember Castle.
Oh, Marcus, yeah, I bet it's terrible, man. Like I said,
It is terrible.
Pops always and moms used to tell us about that, but I don't remember. If we took them when he was little, I don't remember.
They don't remember. They just love it, though. But it works, guys. Everybody that's listening, try it. If you sick or you all that COVID stuff, if you take castor oil before that stuff set in, it's gone. It's gone. If you can get it down. But like Ron said,
Sharon says, happy random acts of kindness day, y'all.
back to you.
Back to you.
Back
This
to
is
you.
a day,
Back to
yes.
you.
Right.
I like where that sound. I really do.
Miss Evelyn said, y'all talking about castor oil, don't try Father John. It's worse, Father John.
Father John, I don't even know about Father John.
Yeah.
I know
Even
about
Ron
it.
said, woohoo!
But the reason I go with castor oil, that's what my ancestors and Dales and all went. We went with that because we didn't end up growing a tail after that or something. Now, Father John, you might grow a tail or something after you take that stuff.
I will say this.
I don't even know what that is. I heard it.
I know, but we never tried it.
You got the Holy Ghost.
Oh, even Sharon said, ooh, that Father John is...
Yeah, you don't do that, guys. Leave that stuff alone. That Father John stuff, leave that stuff alone.
Hey, will that Father John clear your throat up?
Oh, you clear everything.
It might clear you up, but you don't know what's going to happen after you take it. Another week, you might get something you don't want. Leave Father John's alone. Y'all, listen to this. This is our message to y'all.
Can I set it up?
Set it up, man. Set it up, man.
No, I was going to say, Father John, so let me ask you a question, Sharon and Evelyn. Does that help, will it help clear your throat and help your voice?
Ron, turn your mic up. Sharon says she can't hear you.
Yeah, turn your mic up.
Set it up, Patrick.
Or you might have to turn them up from your end, maybe.
Yeah.
I can. Let's see.
That's probably what it is.
Let me cancel this first.
Hold
So
on.
I'm going to try to fix you from my end first,
Yeah,
but...
but bear with us.
She could have got Ron.
Oh, no, they all the way up.
Oh, so it's on your end then, Ron.
All right, Ron, you got to turn yourself up, bro. Don't be shy. The next time you come to a man's meeting, bring a man's mic, bro. He gonna get, I know he gonna get. Don't ease on me, bro. Don't ease on me, bro. I'm just playing.
Hold on, let's give Ron a chance to defend himself, man. Jam back.
Jam back. Mess with me all day. I had to get him, man.
Golly.
Yeah, man.
Next time you talk about football or the playoffs, okay, now I'm not going nowhere. Nowhere.
Okay, bro. Okay, man. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, man. sorry, bro. It slipped out.
It wasn't me that time, man. I gave you a chance to jab back, man. Jab back.
Bro, it slipped out, man. I'm sorry, man.
No, it didn't slip out.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
it didn't.
What was the Dallas Cowboys player say?
What they say?
Let's go.
What they say?
If I baby, it's lit up.
Well, this the thing here, Ryan. This the thing here. If the numbers ain't mathing when Dallas keep talking about winning the Super Bowl every year and they're not getting there, and if the numbers ain't mathing, if it ain't adding up, then it's
Say
like
nobody. Don't just say Dallas.
You know.
Don't do that.
How you feel about that, Pop?
Set it up wrong.
Can I set it up now?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Set it up.
I asked that Father John and stuff. Evan said that Q is everything. And I thought, well, does it help your voice? But you know what?
I'm gonna get to you in a minute, Marcus.
Yeah, but before we get to that, again, Pops, I love you, but the Dallas Cowboys is getting worse and worse and worse and worse every year, and as a result, they starting to sound like somebody that reminded me of
Makes sense, guys.
one of my favorites. You know,
if the math ain't mathing, Pops, then this is what we see when you talk about Cowboys winning the Super Bowl every year, and they can't even get out the first or second round. This is what we see.
No, what they see the boogeyman called 49ers. And,
this is what they starting to sound like. I gotta get this on.
Yeah, that's what you get.
He said what you get.
Set up.
Devil don't like ugly, guys.
He said what you get.
Devil don't like ugly.
I don't like ugly.
God just took that stuff out. I mean, God don't like ugly. The devil love it.
Oh man.
God just said that's enough of that.
They got the right clothes on.
When the math ain't mathing, guys.
The math ain't
that's what it
mathing.
sounds like. He's like, yo,
I can't take this no more.
Let's play one more time.
Oh, man.
All right, they get the point. That's what the Dallas Cowboys are starting to sound like right there. Woo. Guys, I'm telling y'all right now, that's what Dallas Cowboys are starting to sound like.
oh,
So
funny.
you was going.
Hey. Marcus said, don't try like you don't see it.
okay. Now let's pull Marcus's
I got
comment
it.
up.
The trade coming, right?
No, they are. No, the one that said Dallas
I'm
is covered.
first, bro.
Okay.
Going down the list, Dad. Be patient. We know, but be patient. Got another Dallas fan here. Be patient. He's so anxious right now. Got
Boy,
another
he's
Dallas
anxious.
fan here.
So anxious. Golly.
All right.
All right.
Now let's make this screen big, please.
All right. Go ahead and hit to it, Trap.
All right. So Marcus asked, so Travis Henry, are you guys willing to trade for Justin Fields? What is the move for quarterback since Desmond Ridder ain't it? And I agree, Desmond Ridder ain't it. I thought he would be. I gave him a chance, like everybody else said. Give him a chance. Roll with him. That's what I did. This is my quarterback. What am I supposed to do? I have a choice. But obviously he's not it. So yes, I think we should. If they decide to go with a quarterback in the offseason, I think we should go get Justin Fields and trade what we got to do to get him. If we need a franchise quarterback, which I think he is, I think we should get him. So absolutely, yes, we should make that trade. And then if we do that, then everything else in the draft is a go. It's bonus. We can do anything we want from that point. But Justin Fields, they kind of shit on that kid, and it don't make sense to do that because he's with Chicago with a lot of different coordinators year after year.
Yeah.
Bad offensive line, bad coaching. You know, he ain't had the best weapons around him. Now he's just now getting some weapons, and he's getting better near the end of his tenure there. It looks like he's going to be out now. So I'm figuring bring him here behind the 4th best offensive line in the league with weapons that he already got with Drake London and Kyle Pitts. You know what I mean? Then we're gonna add. We still got Bijan Robinson. We got Tyler Algier. Still got Cordell Patterson. Got plenty of weapons for him to work with. Not to mention we're gonna get even better with the draft, adding more picks. So he's going. Whatever quarterback comes in here now is gonna come in hitting the ground running. Just gotta learn the offense. So I think it'll be better for him to come here. And he's coming home. He's from Georgia, so it makes sense.
Well, speaking of Justin Fields, Pops, did you want to go next?
No, go ahead.
You sure? Okay.
I'm sure.
Speaking of Justin Fields, so there's been a lot of controversy surrounding Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation. Again, I'm not going to harp on it too much. I think Mason was done wrong. He was never really given a fair shot, and when he was toward the end, it was by default because Tomlin had to play him. And then it seemed like Tomlin was going to put it all on him, so if he failed, he could blame him. But if he didn't fail, took him further than they would have gotten, you know, he can say it was just temporary. So another story for another day. But his price tag is rising, and they've got Mason Rudolph's got some teams looking at him, which puts us in a predicament of needing a quarterback. I don't think Kenny Pickett is it, just like you guys for Atlanta don't think Desmond Ridder is it. And Pickett's just been inconsistent. But that being said, we have been rumored to be in talks to land Ryan Tannehill because of his ties to Arthur Smith when he was offensive coordinator in Tennessee.
And Justin Fields.
And the next thing I was going to say is Dak Prescott.
They've been saying that.
Dak ain't going nowhere.
I didn't say you
What in the world?
I didn't hear what I said. Okay.
I don't even believe you said that.
His name has been mentioned in some of y'all talks. We know he ain't going
You know
nowhere.
he ain't going nowhere this year.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some
So why
talk.
even bring it up when you know
Because
he
of the
ain't going
talk. Because of the talk. Media.
Nah, he ain't going nowhere.
But anyway, so we're also, believe it or not, we were in talks of getting Desmond Ridder, and that was rumored. But now it's rumored that we are probably the top landing spot for Justin Fields. So I guess we'll see how it all plays out. Only time will tell. I will say Tannehill or Justin Fields will both be better options for us than Kenny Pickett. That's just my opinion, according to what I've seen.
So you just don't trust Kenny Pickett?
No, I mean, he could be a better quarterback with time to develop, but 2 years into it, for what we need for our system, he's just not where he needs to be.
But he had moments where he
He had a few moments where he. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, I was asking you.
He had moments where he looked like where you could see the potential,
Yeah.
but you need that consistently.
Okay.
And I can tell you the main problem with him is not seeing the field,
No, I know what you're
vision,
saying, yeah.
having happy feet in the pocket, not staying settled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not throwing well on the run all the time.
Okay.
And just kind of being panicky, and then staring down receivers. Mason Rudolph was poised, even when he knew he was going to take a big hit. He went through his progressions. He could see the field.
Okay.
He got his arm is stronger than Kenny Pickett. I'm gonna start calling Kenny Pickett Kenny Mittens because even on a hot sunny day, he has to wear gloves. So size does matter. I'm sorry.
What about Cousins?
Huh?
How you feel about Cousins?
Kirk Cousins? Oh, I'd love to have Kirk Cousins.
I got Mark was at one.
You know,
So you would love to have.
Mark, I started out throwing at him.
I love to have Kirk Cousins over Kenny Pickett is what I'm saying.
So you would love to have Kirk first Cousins then.
No, he Kirk now.
Man,
You got.
see, Travis tripping, man.
All right, listen. This is a thing too, and I also have heard the rumor that y'all might be taking Ridder off our hands in a trade because
I heard that.
Arthur Smith is y'all new offensive coordinator now, and that's his boy.
That's a
that
negative.
he might want.
That's a negative.
So maybe y'all can take him.
You wanted to happen. The way you said it, you trying to speak it. The more you speak about it, the more likely it happen. That's what
Speaking in existence.
I got the ball. I got the ball. I got the ball. I got the ball. Now, listen. Maybe y'all can take him off our heads and develop him, and he might be good over there.
My goodness,
Yeah, like I said,
Ron, you see what I'm putting up with?
I got the ball, bro.
Yeah, you saw. I'm sorry, Grant.
And then the Tannehill thing, that might be a good play for y'all because he played with Arthur Smith and he was good with Arthur. And I know a lot of people call Tannehill trash, but I don't think he'll be trash in that offense. I think he'd be pretty good with Pittsburgh, personally. All you gotta do is hand the ball off and play action occasionally, make a pass here or there. You should be okay. Y'all just run the ball. We got Arthur Smith now, so we know y'all gonna run the
You're
ball.
talking about Tannehill.
Yeah,
Tannehill, absolutely.
So we know y'all gonna run the ball. And one thing Arthur Smith can do now, he gonna make the running game legit. He made ours legit.
In our last quarter of the season, our running game was
It's his
top notch.
passing. It's his passing game that's the problem. It ain't the running. The running is good.
Yeah.
So, but like I say, and y'all got rumors about Justin Fields also. So.
I guess we'll see. So let me ask you a question. Steve asked this twice, and I put up the first one. I put up a second comment. He said, "Where's Pop's custom belt at for next season?"
It's on the way.
All right,
it's
that's what he said. It's on the way. It's coming.
Gotta be perfect. Gotta be nice, man. Represent them Cowboys.
So Sharon, I'm gonna ask Sharon.
Well, hold on. I still got the ball, player.
I'm sorry, I thought you were done. My
I'm
fault.
not done. Marcus also says Dallas is closer than Pittsburgh, second in division, chips in 3 years. How do you feel about
Shots fired.
Oh yeah. As far as right now, I ain't got no problem arguing with that. I'm a realist. I think we're a quarterback. I think we're a quarterback. I give y'all props when Pops is on this thing that where me and Travis don't never give him props.
No.
Marcus asked this.
Yeah,
what I'm saying
I'm
is,
just saying good.
no, what I'm saying is, you know the difference for us.
Travis, feel his forehead.
Quarterback,
Feel his forehead.
and then interior, quarterback, offensive line, and then defensive line interior. That's our main problems right there.
And Marcus
And
says,
then coaching. We need. I still think
and
that
Marcus says, how are they getting worse when they've been 12-5 for 3 straight years?
Dallas Cowboys.
Nobody said it was worse. They do great in the regular season. We know y'all gonna get 12, 13 wins in the regular season. We talking about once the playoffs start.
You see what's happening.
A whole different
The true Dallas Cowboy fan in Marcus is coming out now. You see him, right?
He
You see it,
asked
right?
a question, Patrick.
Yeah, he asked a question. So
Every team in the division has a ring.
This is what I put up with, bro.
Philly just finally got one.
Everybody, all these.
And then he says, and then also, Dad, I got the ball. He said, then he also says, no, Atlanta shit on him, talking about Justin Fields.
Sharon said no Thomas slander here.
You should have drafted. You should have drafted him.
Okay.
You should have drafted him over Pitts in 2021. I mocked him to you, and when he was coming out of the draft, I also thought we was gonna take him. Marcus, and you know what happened? Our incompetent, arrogant ass head coach, Arthur Smith, took a tight end at number 4.
Fire Arthur Smith. Now. Fire him ASAP. Fire his ass!
He took him at number 4, which didn't make no damn sense. And you can ask Ron. I talked to my boy Nate. Everybody out. I ran and raved on this. I say, why would you take a tight end at number 4? Oh, he's a unicorn. He's a unicorn. You gotta take him. A damn tight end at number 4. When you need a franchise quarterback, and you could have had Justin Fields, and he could have been hitting the ground running.
The funniest thing is seeing Pop.
No, that's Arthur Smith's fault. Don't blame Atlanta. That's Arthur Smith.
Calm down,
Arthur Smith.
man.
Arthur
Calm
Smith.
down.
Wait. Arthur Smith. That ain't Atlanta.
You're scaring me, man.
And he's definitely in Atlanta no more.
The funniest thing I've seen in the last 12 hours the funniest thing I've seen in the last 12 hours is Dad's big old bear claw creeping across the table. Chaz wasn't looking to hit that button.
I noticed that, man. I was trying to stay focused.
To hit that button. Sharon, you said, now I do want to talk to Sharon.
I'm loving this, man.
I got a question to ask you, Sharon. I'm going to ask you the question, let you think about this while I'm talking about your comment, okay, sweetie? What do you think? I gave a few things that I think we need. That's the difference between us just making the playoffs versus us really pushing. What do you think are 2 or 3, maybe 4 things that you think we need? And then your comment about no Tomlin slander. Do we have become the Pittsburgh mediocres? And that's my new name for us for a while. Until we change things around and get back to the culture we used to have, which is winning and competing. Dang. I'm just saying the Pittsburgh mediocres, not the Pittsburgh Steelers. When you start selling for non-losing seasons, well, that's it. And he wrote, here's another topic. He wrote that. He inherited that also. Because you know, how many quarterbacks do you know retired with non-losing seasons? Name them, if you know them. I'm just asking.
All right.
Well, guess what? Ben Roethlisberger was one of them. Never had a losing season. Guess what? He was doing that before Tomlin became the coach of Pittsburgh Steelers. So,
Dak Prescott.
if you want to say y'all had a losing season, actually. Now, it was a season that he got hurt, but still.
No, Dak ain't never had.
Yeah, y'all.
I'm saying Dak ain't never had. He was hurt. You can't have.
But my point is this: you say no Tomlin slander. Tomlin has made some questionable decisions, not only during games and during the season, but also personnel-wise too over the years. And we seem to be unprepared for the weakest of teams season after season. Like, how come we can't never beat the Raiders, but barely every now and again, or the Cardinals, or teams that are like the number 28, number 29, number 31 in the league. Why do we lose? Why should we lose to those teams every year and come out looking like we're not prepared against those teams?
Because they're better.
And why not also?
They might just have your number, bro.
And not only that, but I mean, and that's possible. But the other thing is,
Yeah, it's possible.
But the other thing is, why not? If you know you're going to play the New England Patriots in 2, maybe 3 AFC championships in an 8-year period, and they play dirty, they do this, you do that, and you still go out and do the same things that have lost you those games over and over again, like putting linebackers to cover slot receivers and stuff like that. Like, that's just ridiculous stuff that coaches should not do over and over again. So all I'm saying is, I think it's time for a change of scenery for Mike Tomlin. And otherwise, we're just going to settle for non-losing seasons. And maybe making the playoffs, maybe not. And that's hard to argue against. Now, what do you think we need? And then how do you feel about that thing?
Yeah.
What's going on, Chris? And I also want to address this too.
What's up, Chris? What's up, bro?
Marcus also says, drafting Bijan at number 8 when you already had a 1,000-yard rusher. And
I said that too.
And Algier I didn't get that. Well, I didn't really get it at first, but then after analyzing it, Marcus, it made sense because Arthur Smith, his strong point, what is his strong point? It's running the ball. So he wanted to make sure we could be a physical, hit you in the mouth / team and just run down your throat. Ain't nothing you can do to stop it. So having a 2-headed monster like that, just in case somebody gets hurt, you have the other one step right up and you have no drop off. So it made sense because once he got that 2-headed monster, we was at the top of the league in rushing for a reason. So we was running on pretty much every team. We couldn't be stopped. It was the passing game and the quarterback play which killed us.
Dang, that's true.
And just to top on what he just said, Paul, listen. No, you didn't need BJ because those 2 backs you had was already pretty prominent. Y'all already had 2 backs that they were golden. Now remember that now. Y'all had 2 other backs that was already golden before BJ came. But when you got BJ, it got to the point where y'all didn't know what to do with BJ. That's why I didn't play much. That was a problem. It's like a child got candy and you give him more extra, he already got enough. Some of that candy was going to go waste. That's what happened to BJ. Even only going to waste, but do you agree they didn't play BJ like they should have?
No, they didn't. But
Okay, you go ahead.
But at the same time, it was splitting carries between him, Tyler Algier, and Cordell
That's
Patterson.
what I was trying to think about. And that other guy. Yeah, I don't think they should have got BJ on that, but that's a good team.
Well, it made sense though. Now looking back at that hindsight, because the quarterback couldn't pass worth a damn. So only thing that kept us in the game was the running game.
Now that makes sense. It does. That's a good point.
So in hindsight, it made sense. So he was kind of right in that sense.
Yeah. When you look at it,
because he wanted to draft a running back and make the running game as strong as possible, where to protect the quarterback.
Yeah.
So the quarterback wouldn't just dismantle the game. You know what I mean? The running game kept us in every game. We was in 5 points of every game of winning the game.
Yeah.
So the games that we lost at the very end of the game. We got blown out like once, right run, like one time. But other than that, we was in every game.
Twice.
Well, that's when they checked out at that point. They knew Arthur Smith ass was out of here. Yeah.
Checked out.
They checked out. They knew it was over, bro.
Said to get right again.
They did Arthur Smith right there.
But I will say this when it comes to Atlanta. Now, y'all need to get a linebacker on that team. Just one. It can be seasoned. He can be a seasoned.
Need 2.
I said at least one good one. If you get one, now 2 will be good. If y'all get one good linebacker on there, and maybe another safety go with that monster y'all got there.
Jesse Bates.
Jesse, yeah, that would be great.
Can I? A big time pass rusher too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A good linebacker will cover that. Look at Michael.
Remember, I'm saying it here first. In the draft, UCLA, Latu is the guy to go. That's going to be the best defensive end coming out of this year's draft. I'm calling it first. I know they got us taking Dallas Turner and all this stuff from Alabama. But Latu is going to be the best. I said it here first. You heard it here first. Best defensive end coming out of the draft.
But you got 5 of them.
He's the most poised, the most NFL ready defensive end to do his thing coming out. He's got all the pass rush moves. He got the size 6'4", 267. He's huge. His first step is amazing. It's quick. It's fast. He's going to be unstoppable.
Great, Patrick.
What's going on, Brandon?
What's up, Brandon?
What's going on, Brandon? Let's give Brandon a round of applause and acknowledge him. I was gonna, Sharon, if you're still in the chat, if you want to come on and join us by video, if you feel up to it, you can. If not, then just throw up your responses and stuff, and we'll chat back and forth about it. But take the opportunity to read some comments, and I want to take the opportunity to put up that link again for anybody else that wants to join.
Did you read that comment right there?
Which one?
What Marcus said about Pittsburgh?
Okay, hold on a second. I'll read it.
Yeah, that's some truth in that, Marcus. That's a little bit of truth in that. Depending on where everybody's picking and who they picking. That thing might get a little scary, but the way they've been picking here lately in the draft, ain't gonna tell me who's gonna be left. I mean, it ain't like it used to be. You can pretty much kind of figure where everybody's going. You don't.
It doesn't matter who's left.
Don't matter now.
It doesn't matter who's left. If you got a guy that you like and you feel like it's gonna help your team,
You gotta go get them. Gotta go get them.
Regardless,
Yeah.
if they say you reaching, it's too high or it's too late. No, if you feel like that's your guy, go get him.
And let me say this, Marcus. I'll say this to you, brother. What Cowboys got to have, the first thing they need to pick is a linebacker. They need two good linebackers. Because Van Ness might not come back. They saying it's up in the air. They don't really know about it because it's neck. But our problem was we had linebackers, they was undersized. Michael couldn't be everywhere. We get one good linebacker, at least two. Linebacker, bro. That's what we need to get, and a good receiver.
I hear what you're saying, but I think y'all need to get.
No, we need linebacker.
Y'all need to go receiver first, I believe. I think y'all need to go receiver and then cornerback and then go linebacker.
Let me tell you why. Because our running game, our stop the run sucked. That's what all y'all laughing about. Everybody on here, even Martin, know what was bad about Cowboys was the run and stopping the run.
Bro, y'all did
No.
Y'all did good all year until you got to the playoffs.
But Travis, straight up, we had the number one offensive attack there for a while. But what we didn't have number one for a while, our defense started off at number one. But after people got to get hurt, we need some linebackers.
No, I agree. You need some.
Not receiver first.
I feel like what hurt y'all in the playoffs.
Receivers are thick in this thing.
Yeah, but receivers really hurt y'all. That's what I'm saying. Y'all need to gather. Y'all need to get two of them.
That'd be the other thing.
Either one in the off season and one in the draft. Get your young stud.
But I said the number one thing we need is linebackers.
CeeDee Lamb needs help, man. Brandon Cooks is cool, but CeeDee Lamb need more help than that. I like the tight end y'all got.
But the number one thing, guys, everybody know we cannot stop the run. So anything else is a run. Get them two linebackers in there. Get a free agent one.
And y'all definitely better touch up on that running game because y'all need y'all power back for sure.
No, that running game, Marcus, they already Henry or Barkley, guys. One of them will beat the Cowboys. Either one of them will do, but if Henry was there, it's over. Game's over. Well, like I said, two good linebackers. They need to be like 6'4", 6'5", because the linebacker we got is good, but they undersized. And when they start going up against those running backs, that's what the problem with Dallas. We need to get two good linebackers. Yeah, there you go. And that's what at the end of it, that's our problem right there. You get us two good big linebackers. Throw us another good defensive tackle in there.
You gotta move that.
Get us a good wide receiver, one good one at least, and then you fall back and get your another safety. And the rest of you is fill in. Dallas needs some linebackers bad. They should have kept Jalen Smith. Marcus, what do you think about that? They should have kept Jalen Smith. Jalen wasn't the fastest guy, but he was making those tackles. He got with the Giants and all. He was leading them in tackles for a while. You remember Jalen Smith? Pat, you remember Jalen Smith, right?
Yeah, I do.
When they got rid of Jalen Smith, that's when everything started going like, because they broke the chemistry.
Yeah, but he outwars welcome, bro.
Man, I just think they messed up when they got rid of him.
I mean, you can get a guy like Jalen Smith, but 3 times better. That's what I'm saying.
You know how big that dude. You know how you tell him.
It's better linebackers than Jalen Smith. Though.
No, I didn't say that.
No, that's what I'm saying. You get somebody that can replace him that's better.
Of course, but I'm saying we messed up when we got rid of him, guy. Because that boy was stopping the
Marcus
top
said
the run.
Link here jump in.
Yeah.
We'll send it to you, Marcus. We'll put it in.
It's actually in the bottom of the comments.
Yeah, it's in the bottom of the comments. Just hit it.
It's the very first comment, and then I just put it
come
again
in
in the bottom.
backstage.
Yep, just put it again in the bottom. In the meanwhile, Marcus says that
Your phone. It's making noise.
Because we don't do something about that running, about that stuff that run. We ain't going nowhere.
So we know what the noise is, guys. It's the phones. That's what it
And
is.
Zimmerman, he already said, Mike, he already said, his main priority is
You gotta have
linebackers. He said that's what he hit. He said, go work on that linebacker position. And see, he got the right frame of mind already. And I'm waiting on that.
Okay, Chris Garcia says, can we stop Pop, please? He has no idea what he is talking about. We need to beef up our offense, running back, and wide receiver. Our defense is not the problem.
Can I say something?
O-line.
All right, Chris, I'm gonna carry you to school just a little bit. Do you know Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb was the best tandem out there? Do you know that first? So you don't even think about that, did you? Dak Prescott.
You gotta have a good offensive line.
Wait a minute, we already got a good offensive line. Offense ain't what killed us. Well, how you lose game? Not on offense. Dak Prescott in that last playoff game, he
out to his inbox.
He scored over 30 points, bro. Everybody on here know our defense sucked. And Chris, for you to sit there and not even realize that, are you sure you're a Dallas fan?
Hey,
That's all I'm gonna
Marcus,
say.
I think all you gotta do is just hit the link, brother, and you can come right in, I believe.
Any Dallas fan don't know we need to do something about that, something that running game, something wrong with you. All right. That's just crazy what you talking about, bro.
He said send it to his inbox, though.
We was giving up over 200 yards, man. Just was trying to stop the run.
But Ryan, what do you think on this? What do you have to say on this?
Even Ron will tell you that.
About what you think Dallas needs.
I told Pops they need that boy from. They need the D tackle from the Texas in college. They need to get
that boy raw.
He's raw.
Now that I know we going 3-4, we probably need to get him run.
And Ron, he looks good, Ron. But see, he goes to...
But I understand where Travis coming from about the wide receivers too.
That ain't what we need the most.
But I just saying, y'all do need to stop the run. Y'all need a D tackle. I've been saying that. I told you that yesterday, Pop. Y'all need a running game. Or y'all need.
We didn't have them. We didn't have one.
Right.
And Chris,
another offensive lineman, just in case.
Cause Williams gonna be leaving from here. Yeah,
Right.
I agree. Yeah,
Tyron Smith,
right on point, bro. Right on point. Right on point.
phone pal.
Right on point.
Another corner because I
No, I'm
don't see
saying
y'all
he
paying.
said it on that side.
What your boy name?
Yeah,
That
you don't hear
corner, y'all from the coach.
Somebody, Gilmore.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
He coming back, bro. Michael already said he want him
Well,
back.
Gilmore might be a free. He's gonna be a free agent, and
Yeah.
if somebody else matched the offer,
Yeah.
he's out of there. So.
Guy.
So,
They already
I tried
said,
to tell Dad this about Dan Quinn, but he didn't want to listen to me. So
guys, Mike already said the three-headed tandem. He said that's solid. He said Gillum, and he says
he's supposed to say
Ron and Trayvon.
he's supposed to say that. Pops, what else he gonna say? He ain't gonna say he gonna let him go.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. Think about it. Cowboys didn't have no problem on that. They just missed Trayvon. But all we need is a linebacker, bro. We need two
This
linebackers.
comment.
I think y'all rather draft a corner than pay him.
He wants to come on the show.
No, the guy held his own, bro.
Yeah, but
I mean, and it'd be cheaper to keep him. It'd be cheaper to keep him.
that way he can answer it.
So I'm telling you, watch and see what Pop said. I don't be wrong about the Cowboys when they drafting, so you'll see. Why would we get rid of Gallagher good as he played? Come on, man. Guys, y'all ain't even think about what y'all saying. But anybody that watched Cowboys this year will tell you, we need to get some linebackers. Michael Parsons was trying to go everywhere. He can't be everywhere at one time, but when Michael Parsons in the center of that field, the run was stopped. But see, they would let him play linebacker in that playoff. They kept on the
I
end.
can't pull him over Messenger.
And let me say this, Marcus Pap said he can't pull you up on Messenger. Put at Marcus Betts.
All right.
But them linebackers, that's what we need, guys.
And Chris says, the running game was non-existent because our offensive line was trash.
No, it wasn't.
That's not true. It's just Marcus Pollard is not that back. He's not an every down back. He's a scat back, and they was trying to use him as an every down back. and he's just not that bad.
Can I
He
tell
needs
him
help.
why it was non-existent?
The other running back came in and was playing fine right behind him.
Can I tell you what non-existent running game they had? Because Apollo had that ACL tear, and he ain't just came back yet. Bro, I don't know what you doing, but Apollo they never came back yet from that.
And he said, "How was our defense bad if our defense was number 1 defense in the league?"
Because when they started off, we got number 1 from the beginning, and they rolled it until it got bad. So number 1, Van Der Esch was playing when they had number 1. And then once he got hurt, bro, and then Overtron, that's our other big guy. Overtron got hurt too. See, I think you need to think about it. Overtron and Van Der Esch and Michael was a linebacker. Overtron got hurt in the first game. You didn't even see him. That's what 6'4", 6'5". But the bottom line is this: any Cowboy fan is paying attention. Not saying you're not. Linebackers will miss it. We got to stop that run. We need to stop that run because the defense ain't that bad. But when people are running on you at will, man, they can do anything they want. They can pass it and make it ready. That's what our problem. And the offense wasn't so bad because we were scoring over 30 points the whole year. Offense wasn't all that bad. Come on, bro. Come on now. There you go. When you score over 30 points a game, come on, man. That ain't no bad offense.
Send it to you now, Marcus.
All right, Pops. I just want to make sure you was done with that.
I'm good, bro.
Okay.
I'm good.
So Marcus says that Pittsburgh's issues Pittsburgh issues is kind of like Dallas. They're not god awful. That is why they are picking in the 20s and never able to get blue chip players. Since they never have a top 10 pick, you have teams like the Bengals who pick number 1 with Burrow and getting Chase at number 5. Pittsburgh's problems are never terrible. Well, I mean, I understand. I kind of understand what you're saying. To say they're never god awful, before Ben left, we were not only god awful, we were one of the best teams in the league.
Amen.
So we were way beyond god awful, which does go to your point that we were picking in the 20s and near 30 every year because we were a top 18, top 3 team, top 5 team, top 8 team every year. And then even when the Bengals get those number 1 players or other teams in our division, other teams in the league, we still end up beating them half the time. So we are a good team and we can beat the best teams, and then we can also lose to the worst teams. One of our problems is inconsistency, and that comes down to coaching. Your coaching, you should stay consistent in your play.
Your phone. Marcus, I sent you the link.
Yeah, you should. There should be a consistency in your play, and if you're not prepared for the teams you should beat, then that comes down to coaching, in my opinion. I just think Mike Tomlin I think he needs to change the scenery because we become mediocre in our personnel picks, in our preparation, in everything that we do. Even things as simple as our coverages, what plays to challenge during games, making adjustments during games. It's just like we just become a mediocre team. Nobody fears Pittsburgh like they used to fear us. Now, I will say this though. If we can fix a quarterback issue, and if the offensive line is finally playing very well, we need to strengthen the interior defensive line because Cameron Hayward is on the back half of his career, in my opinion. And so he's a little bit past his prime, and he tends to get injured a lot more. And then also, besides Cameron Hayward, who else do you have at the interior defensive line?
Backstage.
We got Watt, Highsmith. We got depth at outside linebacker.
What's going on, Matt?
We got depth at corner. But now what we need is interior defensive line, and then just to make sure we got depth at offensive line also. But other than that, man, we always pick the best receivers and the best backs. Even when we do pick in the 20s and 30s, we have an eye for talent in those 2 positions. Or we'll trade up to get good picks. So that's my sign to wrap it up.
Hey, Patrick, let me add on this. And then he said something about Cowboys. All I'm gonna tell y'all now is Cowboys need to beef up. Those linebackers, see, we the fastest in the sprint. We get more little. We take away. But our problem was we were undersized. And a lot of you don't even want to admit that. But look, we need to beef up in the center of that field with more linebackers. Now, air rushers, we got that. We got guys coming in off the second, third string that be first string for anybody else. So, Ron, you got to remember that. Those guys coming in, see, we don't play on first string like that. We rotate.
Yeah, Stephen Kohler was saying
We rotate over and over and over and over.
y'all need defensive line.
Yeah.
And if y'all got a solid D line, then the linebackers will be able to go crazy.
But guys, We got enough defensive linemen.
Y'all got defensive line.
We got defensive line. All the guys. We need to beef up. The problem Dallas got is the center of the field. We don't have big linebackers. Them guys is lower guys. They powerful now and fast. But if we beef up in the center of the field, get your good running game. Our offensive line is good because at the beginning of the year we always have the best offense. We don't have number one. But we need to get somebody with, like Ron said. We need to get somebody just in case William go down because he's getting ready to retire. So he was right on that. God, I'm telling you what Dallas' problem is. Beat that thing up because we're gonna have the best corner. We got one corner holds the most interception in the league. The other one holds the most run back interception in the league, and the other one got the 4 years straight cornerback of the year. And our safety is pretty good shape. Guys, the problem Dallas having, we're undersized in the center of their field. We need beef up, and then get us a good receiver. That's the nitty gritty, guys. That's the real deal about Dallas.
All right. Well, make sure you're done with that, Pops.
I'm done with that.
Okay. Well, let's welcome Marcus Betts onto the stage. I'm gonna go ahead and add him now. Marcus, thanks for joining, man.
What's going on, Marcus? First time on the show, man. Appreciate you coming on, brother.
Good to see you, brother.
Before we get more into this, let me read, if you don't mind, Marcus and Ron, let me read another comment from Chris. So Chris is saying that I'm telling y'all right now, Pops is completely wrong. We're drafting a running back, offensive lineman, wide receiver, and possibly a QB. Watch Pop. Don't know what the hell.
So Chris, you think I'm gonna draft a running back?
Marcus is shaking his head, and Marcus is shaking his head.
Marcus know that ball.
Let me read his follow-up comment. Hold on.
You drunk tonight, Chris.
Hey, Marcus, when you get ready to comment, get your boy Chris right.
All right, hold on for a second. And then Chris is also saying, Pop's gonna be mad as F because we're gonna draft nothing that Pops is saying. So Chris is saying they gonna draft not one thing you talking about.
Not a receiver?
Not a receiver, not a nothing.
Can I say something to Chris? Marcus, bro, I ain't gonna be long. Let me say this to him. One word. Chris.
Take the ball.
Chris, watch the middle of our field and our defense. Watch the center of our field and our defense. See how those guys running through the defense? Then they got nothing to do with offense. That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead, Marcus.
All right, well,
Preach, brother.
Last thing I'm gonna say. This is how you know Pop don't know what he's talking about. All them 30-point games came against below 500 teams. Jets, Giants, Redskins, Seattle, Carolina. Man, them elite teams beat up our O-line.
Seattle was an elite team. So
Detroit, Jets was too. And Rams was too.
All right, now, go ahead, Marcus. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah. So you lied again, bro. Go ahead, Marcus.
First off, it's nice to be on the show.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on, brother.
I like that. I just walked in the house, popped my head in. I was like, let me get in here and see what, because some of the stuff I heard sound pretty good, but some of the other stuff was nonsensical. So let me straighten the record for you, okay?
Do your best, bro.
Football is a very simple sport. Run the football, stop the run. Dallas's issue, when you see all of their issues, when they hit their issues, everybody look at their. Y'all gotta stop looking at just stats, just number stats. Dallas is the number one defense in the league. No, the issue was they had a small, undersized defense, and they were able to just rush the quarterback. If you allow Dallas to just rush the quarterback, their pass rush is exceptional. The time that they lost is because they got ran over, because like Pop said, they have an undersized defense.
Amen.
Okay? You cannot play safeties at middle linebacker.
Can't do it.
You got Marquise Bell at 205 pounds playing middle linebacker.
Think about it.
They got ran over by James Conner in Arizona. You got ran over by the 49ers. You got ran over by Buffalo. You got ran over by Green Bay in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You cannot stop. Look, rushing the passer is a privilege. It is a privilege. It's a privilege. If I see that you can't stop the run, I'm not going to pass the ball. I'm just going to run the ball down your throat until you can't do anything.
Stop.
Well, that's what the issue was. No. Now he's talking about going to go get a running back. Okay, they probably will go get a running, but it won't be a first-round pick.
It won't be, no.
Now their issue was they tried in the draft to go get a defensive tackle in Mozzie Smith. Okay? They tried to. Dallas's issue is, as well as they draft, they have an issue drafting defensive linemen. That has been an issue with them. Mozzie Smith is the first defensive tackle they drafted since Russell. Mary.
Since Russell, come on now.
Okay?
Preach, bro. Preach.
If you want good defensive tackles, this is what I was telling you about in the comments. To get those elite blue chip players, you got to be picking in the top 10. That's Dallas's issue, and that is
25 and 26, you know.
When you're making the playoffs every year, it's a gift and a curse. Do you see how fast Houston, Texas turned around their team?
Uh-huh.
The number 2 pick and the number 3 pick back to back. And they made
The Lions almost got to be picking early. Yeah.
The Cincinnati Bengals, you picked Joe Burrow at number 1, and then you picked Jamar Chase at 5. So
The Rams been picking good like that. Yeah.
Can you find good players later in the first draft? But it's
Guys excited because you got a Cowboys fan on here with us.
No, the guy's spitting mouth.
It's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot to get. Listen, all of the quarterbacks, in the playoffs this past year, besides Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott, guess what round they were picked in?
I told him that a week ago. Yep.
All of the quarterbacks that were in the playoffs, besides Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott, what round were they picked in? When you look at the elite edge rushers in the league, the Micah Parsons, the Nick Bosa's, the Joey Bosa's, the TJ Watts, the Myles Garrett's, what round were they picked in? First round. Can you find guys in the 4th and 5th round? Yes. That's an anomaly. That is not the norm. So part of getting good is you have to get good players. Dallas's issue is they can't stop the run, and then they mishandled the Ezekiel Elliott thing.
There you go. I told him that. Yeah.
I'm not saying don't get rid of Ezekiel Elliott. What I'm
Should have done that.
No, yes, they should have done that because he was the second highest paid running back in the league.
I know that.
I cannot pay a guy $16 million who's rushing for 3.7 yards.
That's clean. I agree. But let me tell you this, Marcus.
Do that.
Well, Marcus, let me say this. The reason now the overhead, you're right. I'm over with that. But you know why they should have kept him? Because him and Tony Pollard was the best tandem out there when they was together.
I got you.
But see,
football's also not about just talent, Pops. It's also
no, I'm talking about talent. I'm talking about touchdowns. When Zeke left, our touchdown measure went down 5.
I can find another running back that
of course, but they didn't.
For less than 16.
But they didn't, Marcus. That's why I'm saying I agree with you. But they didn't do it. That's why we
That's a front office thing.
And there you go. See, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Marcus, they tried to go get Deuce Vaughn because his daddy is on the staff and he's too small, which didn't make sense to do that when y'all could have got another power back. That it was a lot of backs coming out last year that y'all could have got, like
Zach Charbonnet.
Roshan. Y'all could have got Roshan. You know what I mean?
Now the top 2 backs are gone in the draft, but you could have got a guy. You could have got like a guy like Tank Bigsby. You could have got a guy like.
But Marcus.
Yeah,
but Marcus.
Got Roshan.
But Marcus.
Like Leonard Fournette.
But Marcus, you know the reason they didn't go do that? Because everybody, even the fans, said Tony Pollard could do it without Zeke. You don't need another run back. Wait, I'm just being honest. So they thought Tony Pollard could do it, could be a 4-round back. They actually thought that. But you and I know, just like some other people know, he was like a 1 or 2 round. Once he's good at coming in doing that sketch stuff, to do a little passing. But to stay a 4-3 or 4 round, no. And that's why they got what they did. They thought Tony Pollard could handle it by himself. That's what happened. But
the main problem is their inability. Now everybody wants to talk about Dak Prescott.
What's going on, Sean?
Trust me, bro.
Here's the thing with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, he's not Patrick Mahomes. There ain't no other Patrick Mahomes, okay? Most of your quarterbacks, they're decent quarterbacks, and they have to have a good surrounding cast. If you tell Dak Prescott to go out there and throw the ball 60 times, you're probably going to lose. Now everybody looks at the playoff game. They look at.
I don't agree with that either. That's a bad take.
The touchdown ratio and the number says you're wrong.
No, that's a bad take.
Let me finish.
Oh man, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Dak threw for 403 yards against Green Bay.
Yes.
The fact Yes, but that was after the game was out of hand. It was 27-0 at halftime.
No,
Come on
no.
now.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff is empty calories. I can give you potato chips all day. That ain't gonna fill you up. That's empty calories. It looks good. Everybody's looking at, oh, he threw for 403 yards. He threw for those yards after the game. But you know how a defense is gonna play you when I'm up on you 27-0. You know
Let me add this.
Yeah, it was garbage time.
No,
to those yards.
yo, let me add something to you, Marcus.
And that,
Wait a minute, Mark. Let me say the fact, Marcus. In football, you said a while ago, it's not a real science. In football, I don't care when you score, what time and what quarter you score. Long as the end of the game, you got that number. It's the only thing that matters. This thing about garbage, ain't no such thing as garbage number.
No,
let me finish why. I'm gonna explain to you why I say that now, Mark. See, you know Green Bay took their peoples out, and you know they put them back in there, cause Dak was coming back to get them. Look at the game. They put them back in there. You know why they put those guys back in there, Marcus? Cause Dak Prescott ain't nothing to play with. Now I'm gonna tell you, oh yeah, you said that was garbage. Garbage, whatever you want to call it. Dak known that the average over 30 points a game. I don't care what anybody said.
Yeah, but what you
wait a minute, I'm gonna ask you, tell him.
Can I say this?
30 points a game. Mark, you can agree with that, right? It was 30 points a game. If you're averaging 30 points a game, why he averaged over 30 points in that game? Y'all gonna say it was just garbage time? That was his average.
Because what he's saying, what I mean by garbage time is,
I know what that means.
No, I'm saying,
Let me rebut that. How many points he scored against San Francisco?
A lot of times.
He scored against Buffalo.
I'm telling you.
He scored against Detroit.
When you get through, I'll answer you. You want me to tell you how many points you score? It don't matter how many points you score, as long as you win. Like Patrick Mahomes, some of those guys. He might not score. He didn't get the 200 some yards. He didn't throw the ball maybe 2 or 3 times. It don't matter how many yards, how many times you throw. Long as you win the game, you can throw 1 touchdown. Or no touchdown at all. Brother, long as you win the game, I don't care how many passes you throw. That's football. That's football.
So I gotta rebut you on that.
But it's the truth. It's the truth.
Why is Atlanta get cooked for the 28-3 game?
How about Atlanta?
They got cooked. I'll tell you what they got cooked.
I can tell you. I thought you wanted me to tell you.
Look, you know what this basically is? It's the race between the turtle and the
No,
rabbit.
that's not what it is.
That's what it is. You get off to a fast start and you let your foot off the pedal, and that's why they're still getting crucified to this day.
That right there. Yeah. I agree with that, Marcus.
hey, we're not. Hey,
They let up. They let up.
Marcus, we're not getting crucified.
No,
that's old news. That's in the past. We don't even talk about.
I'm gonna tell you why they got beat.
But no, let me tell you why they got beat.
Here's the thing. Okay, how about this? This is why Kyle Shanahan is still getting crucified, because he gets out to a lead, he gets comfortable, and then he can't finish the job.
Right, now I agree with that.
When you have a lead like that, guess what? When I'm up 28 to nothing on you, guess what? You know who becomes irrelevant in that game? Micah Parsons, because guess what? They're not going to pass the ball no more. They're going to run the ball, so Micah Parsons becomes a non-factor. That's why teams tried to jump on the Tennessee Titans whenever Derrick Henry was in his prime, and why Brian Tannehill sucked so bad. Because it's like, you know what? If we jump on them, if we jump on Tennessee early, guess who's irrelevant in that game? Derrick Henry, because you can't run your way back into a game. That was his issue. Yeah. So a lot of those points, when you get your yardage, is also important. It really is. Don't look at just great numbers. Oh, he threw for 403 yards. You know who else used to throw for a whole bunch of yards? Tim Tebow. He sucked.
We're not talking about the yards, though, Mark. You got it all wrong. We're not talking about the yards he threw. What we're telling you is this: all that got to come together, bro. All of it got to come together. You say Michael was irrelevant because we had undersized linebacker. That's why he was irrelevant. That's the only reason he'd be irrelevant.
You don't get the rush to passer. You don't get the rush to passer if at the end of the if Aaron Jones is running for 7 yards a carry, you don't.
The linebackers, nobody in the center of the field, bro.
And let me say this too. And also, Marcus,
that's from the linebackers.
Hold on, Pop. Let me say this too. Also, Marcus, as far as with us, the 28-3 thing. We got in trouble because once we got up, we kept trying to pass instead of just running the ball. All they do is just run the ball, run the clock out, kick the field goal, get out of there with a win. That's all we had to do. Well, like you said, that was Shanahan too, but keeping them passing. But Matt Ryan should have known better than to take charge and be like, you know what? No, I'm Oliver. I'm running this ball. Take charge. Sometimes you got to do that. Peyton Manning would have done it. Tom Brady, but that makes the difference between Matt Ryan
and those guys.
And it's
Matt Ryan's gonna go directly by the book. He ain't gonna rock the boat.
You gotta
So,
look at you gotta look at game script, folks. You gotta look at
Yeah.
you gotta look at
And-
game script.
and then the defense not playing well in the second half. That didn't help either. It was a combination of the
It's
defense
like game management.
passing instead of running the
It was
ball.
game
We should have won that game easy.
All right.
Game management, they left that. They got away from game management.
Hey, brother.
That's what happened
Let
there.
me just go sit down.
I've seen a lot of
I got him.
I've seen a lot of good teams
Yeah.
get a head start and they get beat. I've seen a lot of teams. A lot of them did it. They get a head start, a 2 or 3 touchdown lead, and then they lose it. So that happens all the time. So you can't pinpoint what it really is, but I can tell you this: it depends on
I can.
how the coach is gonna call it, how the referee gonna call it. 'Cause if referees, they weigh in. If they decide to call every play on you, you're not going to play anyway. It depends on what they give you.
Pops, when you get a lead in football, again, this is.
I agree.
When you get a lead,
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's just like in basketball. If I got a 25-point lead, why am I gonna keep shooting threes? I'm gonna back it down and I'm gonna use the shot clock all the way up to the.
But Marcus, I agree with you 100%. But we know, let's say reality, the natural things, that ain't the way it always is. Some coaches have ideas where they'll pull up. If you got a defense and stop the run, I've seen coaches go in the middle of it and change the defense up after halftime, and then the coach start coming back. They do that. We ain't got no reason why they do it. We'll assume we do. But right now, football is football. Sometimes you catch a big lead, and then you have a lead, and all of a sudden you notice they'll change their challenge. They'll change their pressure. They do it. Watch all the teams. If they stop the run, they'll change sometimes.
If you look at the coaches who consistently run,
That's the point right there.
If you look at the teams who consistently run the ball effectively, those are the ones that win.
And Dallas used to be that.
How is Kansas City winning their games? Yes, Patrick Mahomes, he's doing his thing.
But run, bro.
Really killing you, Pacheco.
Yeah, that running and that defense, bro. They got good defense.
All right, I gotta get in here real quick.
Hey, bro.
First of all, I disagree with your thing about the game being simple. You run the ball and you
It ain't
stop the run. It's an oversimplification. This game is so complex. There's so many. It's multifaceted.
Yeah.
Sometimes, some years you have teams who have a big improvement in their special teams. So they block field goals, they run punts back, so on and so forth. Sometimes you have teams like the Super Bowl year for the Los Angeles Rams,
What's up, Nate?
Some of these other teams like when Lamar Jackson came on. Baltimore is not known for a running team now.
Look up Nate now.
And that's a fact. They're not known to be a running team at this moment in time. The last few years, are they? What I mean by that is, when you think Baltimore, you don't think run first. You think Lamar Jackson, and you thinking, and then on top of that, at the beginning, he took all kind of criticism, but the last 2 years he's been a well-rounded quarterback, which means you're thinking Lamar Jackson can shred you, can rip you to shreds down the field also, but you don't think, man, that running attack from Baltimore, you know what I mean? You think Lamar Jackson. Now, that does. Well, let me finish this thought. That does go toward the league is moving toward being more well-rounded and needing more mobile quarterbacks. So we see that trend rising. But nonetheless, you have to be a balanced team to win, and you have to go where the game dictates. If you're a running team and a team is stopping the run, if you don't pass at that point in the game, you will win.
If you're not able to pass.
And so with that being said, I think that's an oversimplification.
Yeah, it is.
Let me respond to that. Yes, every time that I think about Baltimore, I think that they're a running team because yes, it may not be through their running backs. You know who leads the league in rushing the past few years? The Baltimore Ravens. That's because their quarterback.
Carson Lamar.
There's only been four quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks to run for 1,000 yards in the season. And Lamar Jackson has 2 of those seasons. So yes.
So to follow up on that point, you talked about the Kansas City Chiefs. Pacheco's done really well, but Kansas City Chiefs is a pass-heavy team.
Yeah.
Our Super Bowl champions are not a run-heavy team.
Yeah, Pacheco's not all that either.
Yeah, and Pacheco's not like, you don't look at Pacheco and say he's a top 5 back in the league. No, he's not. Okay, let's just be real.
He just riding the wave.
But here's the thing about it: Pacheco's success comes because teams know that they cannot play a lot of man defense throughout a whole game, and they can't play a lot of
Let's get Brandon in there.
cover one man and stuff like that a whole game because it's Patrick Mahomes, and so they have to kind of adjust for that. And then you get a back that's in the top half of backs. You know, you probably talking number 12 in the league, maybe. I'm just guessing. And all he has to be is consistent and tough, and win those one-on-one battles. Break break the first tackle, so on and so forth, and then you got a winning formula. So I understand what you're saying, and it can be simple a lot of times, but I think it's an oversimplification for every single situation.
You cannot load the box against Kansas City.
No, you can't.
If you load the box against Kansas City, that's leaving your linebackers one-on-one with leaving your corners one-on-one.
But there are some teams that can.
Now the other thing that
some teams can load it, depending on who the linebackers are.
Well, no.
Some of them can do it. I don't see it.
No, not against Kansas City.
I mean, that happen, dog.
Now, the other thing I can say is I also disagree with rushing the quarterback is a privilege. Actually, football, in my opinion, is not only a complex game, but it's also a game of attrition and game of will.
It's science, bro.
Well, not in science. I mean, of course, but it's a game of attrition and will. So, in other words, in the trenches, when those two lines meet on offense and defense, when those cornerbacks line up against those receivers, and when you've got the defensive leader, whether it's a safety or a middle linebacker against the quarterback, who's going to impose their will on the other team? At the end of the day, who's gonna dictate the game? And then when the other team makes adjustments for you, what adjustments are you going to make to continue to impose your will? So when you talk about people like T.J. Watt, which I'm biased because I'm a Steelers fan, but he is the best rusher in the league. Micah Parsons is right there with him. When you talk about these two guys, it don't matter what you do to try to stop these guys. It's not a privilege of them. They take it. So I don't think rushing a quarterback.
What I mean by privilege, let me clarify what I'm saying.
He's not the best rusher in the league, man.
Let me clarify what I'm saying.
Somebody else got that title.
If you're playing a run-heavy team like the Tennessee Titans in their
Detroit Lions.
Okay, it doesn't.
They run.
Rushing the passer means nothing when you're getting Derrick Henry 35 times a game. Okay, now it does matter what I mean by it's a privilege is you have to have a lead. See, the issue with T.J. Watt and the Steelers is your offense is so pathetic. Teams are just like your offense is terrible. So what's happening is I mean that as no offense.
No, I don't agree with that terrible.
With your defense, when your offense goes there.
In the words of Conor McGregor, who the fuck is this guy? He ain't making no sense right now.
This guy was saying this playoff, dude. Listen, Steelers, they ain't the best offense, but they ain't terrible.
He said pathetic is terrible.
Bro, that's wrong right there.
If you would have said Steelers are not the best offense,
they decent now.
I'm right. I would have
decent now.
You was betting 100 before you said that, bro.
Marcus, stop it.
Now Carolina Panthers, they're terrible. If you want to say that make more sense.
Let him explain himself. Go ahead, Marcus.
There's levels to when you keep going out there and having 3 and outs with Kenny Pickett and Mason and
Mr. Trubisky.
You keep going out there. Eventually, the defense breaks. Because it's just 3 and out. You can't even get a drink of Gatorade because as soon as you go back over there,
you do realize we beat, even though we lost to some terrible teams, we beat some of the best teams in the league this year too, right?
Yeah. They're not pathetic, bro.
And do you know that our running back tandem was a top 4 running back tandem in the league, right?
Yes.
You're wrong on that, bro.
What's the weakness of your team? The Achilles heel of your team is inconsistent. You have the worst quarterback in your division.
Kenny Pickett was the worst quarterback in the division. I agree with that.
I agree with that. But what you said a little while ago,
but that still isn't equivalent. It is not equivalent to being pathetic.
To the offense being terrible.
The offense wasn't terrible, man.
Why are you talking about going to go get Justin Fields and Kirk Cousins all this? Because
an upgrade, but an upgrade quarterback. Let me do it for a second. I got this. Would it not be fair to say that any team that could upgrade at any position, especially the most important position, if they can upgrade to do it? Oh, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Okay, Mike drop. There's nothing you can argue about that. Come on, that's it.
You're back 100, bro. Come on.
Yeah, you were doing really well.
Hey, Marcus, it's okay to say, yeah, if you can upgrade a position, especially in quarterback position, go do it.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though. How many times do top quarterbacks become available? That's what I'm talking about. If everybody can get a quarterback,
I got it, please.
Okay.
You come to the right place.
You don't
It's Marcus.
That's why the dumbass Cleveland Browns
Marcus.
all of that money for Deshaun Watson.
Marcus.
Yeah.
First of all, hold on for a second. I got it. Please. First of all,
Right place, bro.
the only thing that failed about Deshaun Watson was his injury.
Exactly.
First of all. Second of all, it'll be a totally different narrative. They still would have made the playoffs, blah, 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 so all that stuff. The money, he was worth the money. All right? Injury is not foreseen. All right? Second of all, it's not about getting the best at a position, because in that case, you go take the best from a team that already has the best. Let's go get a Dak Prescott. Let's go get a Patrick Mahomes. You can't do that because they're on the teams already. You're just upgrading from where you are. Yeah. So what you're saying is not making a lot of sense, brother. You're trying to get the best that's available to you, but you can't get the cream of the crop because the cream of the crop is already taken. So an upgrade is an upgrade. Any team that's worth their salt, and any coach and any administration that's worth their salt is going to try to upgrade as much as they can.
Okay, so why did anybody go? Then why wasn't everybody lining up to go get Lamar Jackson?
Are you still arguing this? Lamar Jackson is on a team already. He's on an AFC Championship team. What are we talking?
Answer his question to why
He said, why was everybody lining up?
Answer that question.
Answer that.
Why
was everybody lining up to go get Lamar Jackson?
And tell me why.
At what point?
Last offseason before he resigned and stayed with Ravens.
Because he was available. No, Marcus. It's a simple answer. Marcus, it's a simple answer. He was available. And then the ball was in his court. He held all the power. He could take whatever contract was out there that he wanted, or he could negotiate his leverage and get Baltimore to give him an even better contract, the best so far besides Patrick Mahomes, which he did.
Every team had the opportunity to go hit. Atlanta could have.
Did you not hear my answer? He was available at the time, and if Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or Dak Prescott,
and when
if they become available,
let me just say.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Marcus. When an elite, you say why was teams trying to get Lamar Jackson, right?
That's what I want to answer too.
What I'm saying is every team could have upgraded. There's maybe 5 or 6 teams that wouldn't got Lamar Jackson. Maybe Buffalo, definitely Kansas City, maybe the Bengals with Joe Burrow, maybe the Chargers with Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
All the rest of the teams in the league had an opportunity and a free shot to go get Lamar Jackson.
They didn't have the money.
Bro.
The money.
That's all they want. They take it.
Lamar Jackson is worth the money that he's getting paid. If you don't got that money, he's going to go to the team that either has that money or is closest to it.
See, this is my thing. Hold on, guys. And this is my thing right here, Marcus. I wanted Lamar Jackson. You know I wanted Lamar Jackson.
Shoot, I
wish you would have went to go get him. And Falcons had the money to go get him. But see, the thing is, I guess Arthur Smith and them decided they wanted to build a team instead of just giving all the money to Lamar Jackson. So that's what they did. So now we got the team. Now we just got to get the damn quarterback and we'll be all right.
That's what I'm saying. Now they got an opportunity to go get Justin Fields. Now I don't know what all the teams think about Justin Fields, but I think Justin Fields is a fairly decent quarterback.
I think he's got a lot of potential. Yeah.
There's a lot of teams out there that have a lot of salary cap, and you have the opportunity to go get him. Go get him.
I agree with that.
Let me say this.
There's no excuse.
I agree. I hope we go get him, Marcus. If we get him, I'm telling you, it's playoff bound. Super Bowl contention with our teams. We already got all the pieces in place. We just got to add a couple things.
I don't know where you're going, Pops. I want to finish this up.
I'm not gonna be quick. But this is what's gotta happen. Everything gotta line up. See, we all talk about getting. Well, see, it ain't so. If a team sees somebody that's gettable, somebody that can play a ball, everything gotta line up still. Everything gotta line up. It ain't just like buy that guy. A lot of us think, just go get that guy. You got to know everything gotta line up. First of all, by get that guy, do you lessen your running back? Or do you pressure your offensive line? Does that make your offensive line better? Or how your wide receiver gonna sit? Because you got a man that like to run, that somebody go like. So all I'm saying is
I got something to say too.
but the calorie, but the salary cap.
I didn't.
A lot of them, if you get Lamar, automatically your touchdown ratio gonna increase. Your run status gonna increase, and there's a good chance you might find yourself winning more.
But you better
work the money, bro.
But I also hope so.
Oh, let me say this real quick. It's real quick. Okay. Then you have it. You can have it. It's real quick. But Marcus, this is another thing too. A lot of teams probably couldn't do that also because this is another thing. Ain't nobody even bringing up that it's a factor. You got to decide if your team, your players' contracts are up too. You got to decide if you're gonna re-sign this player.
So, I said you ain't gotta let him
or let him go.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
That's what I told you.
But you didn't say that.
Everybody knows
I think you were saying all
No, that's what he
For
meant.
the people that can't read minds, let me say this.
But who would not understand everything everything got fall in place?
Okay,
You gotta be able to do that.
That's vague. But okay, what I'm saying is basically, if
I'm making simple.
this
bro.
player's contract's up, you gotta decide if you want to repay them to keep them,
Everything I
or
love.
if you want to go get Lamar Jackson. If you're gonna go get Lamar Jackson, that's gonna sacrifice this guy, that guy, that guy.
That's what I said.
Let them
I was
go.
about to say too.
So those are decisions that teams had to make too.
I do want to touch on something else too, Marcus. And I'm not saying that I disagree with.
I know what you're saying, but
I'm not saying I disagree with everything you were saying because a lot of things you were saying were in my opinion on point. It's just those few little things.
I just want to make sure you.
That's just the way my mind works. But the other thing you were saying is that some of the linebackers, some of the running backs, quarterbacks, Brock Purdy's, the Watts, all these people weren't necessarily picked in the first round. It's an anomaly to get a second, third, or fourth round player that makes that much of an impact. And also, Pittsburgh is one of those teams that's got an eye for that kind of thing, especially in the receiver and running back department. So I mean, that's the track record says it. Here's the other thing though. Those teams those examples that you mentioned, the Brock Purdy's and some of these other people, that comes down to coaching too. And I've been kind of hard on Mike Tomlin lately because that just goes to show you that we've had opportunities to get top players when we didn't have first round picks like Devin Bush. We traded up to get him. We traded up to get a couple other players, and then we didn't develop Devin Bush like he could have. Because Devin Bush was the most well-rounded linebacker coming out of the draft. 4'2", 4'3", athletic.
That was probably injury. Like we said, we can't.
Well, it wasn't.
Ryan Shazier.
Well, it wasn't just. Well, I get on the Ryan Shazier thing, but with Devin Bush, it wasn't injury. My point in getting to is with those other situations you mentioned, it's coaching. You talking about Shanahan, you talking about Andy Reid, you talking about they are better coaches in my opinion than Mike Tomlin, and better at developing players. And that's the whole point I'm getting to. And even Ryan Shazier, it sounds silly. But looking back now, on a professional level, you should know how to tackle, how not to tackle.
Let's get some of these.
You know what I mean? And that stuff should be drilled in you, and that's poor technique, and it's a lack of preparation, and it's a lack of developing players and talents. Mason Rudolph sat behind a top 6, top 7 quarterback of all time, and Ben Roethlisberger. You would think that 5 years sitting behind that guy, that you develop him, but instead you move your quarterbacks coach to be an offensive coordinator when you run the best offensive coordinator over a 3 or 4 year period off in Todd Haley, because we had the most production, best time of possession, best receiver quarterback duo with him and AB, and then when you throw in Le'Veon Bell, he was a top back every other year, right? So you throw that in and you run that coordinator off, you move the quarterbacks coach and Fickner over to offensive coordinator. Guess what you don't do? You don't get another quarterbacks coach. So you go 2 or 3 years without a quarterbacks coach when you got quarterbacks that need to be developed because Ben's not going to be there forever. That's the stuff I'm talking about. So I think that makes a difference too, is the coaching. And that's why I'm saying I don't know if Tomlin is. I don't know, man. I just think that maybe he needs to change the scenery because, because all of the. It's just that all these things are starting to culminate, and all these. Lack of the best personnel decisions, lack of developing players, lack of being prepared, you know what I mean, lack of in-game adjustments, and that catches up with you after a while. So, like I said, have it now lose.
Do you want Mason Rudolph back? Do you want him back?
If I could get Mason Rudolph back, absolutely, because you got to think the proof is in the pudding. I'm a man of what do you do? It's not what you say, fine, but there's a lot of what you do. And at the end of the day, what did Mason Rudolph do every time he had the opportunity? He went out and produced. He produced better than Kenny Pickett. I don't care. Pick a stat for the quarterbacks. QBR, quarterback rating, passing, whatever. His completion percentage. He did better than every other quarterback, and he had the intangibles that translate to tangible, like poise in the pocket, reading through his aggressive progression without panicking, even though he's going to take a big hit. He's got the stronger arm, all this stuff. So all I'm saying is, it really comes down to coaches too.
It seems like they never had faith in him. It seems
Let's
like
get some of these
when you look at the Duck Hodges, and then rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah. It's like he got overlooked. Yeah, I agree. I agree, and I don't know what Tomlin has against that kid. I don't know. There's something behind the scenes maybe that we never really have been able to be privy to. But the other thing I can say is this: you want to know what the secret to Pittsburgh's success has been over the years?
To read continuity.
Continuity is one thing. Because with the coach, yeah. That's a big thing. That's a good point. So you gain my confidence is coming back for you. You're getting back, bro. That was a joke, Marcus. That was a joke. No, I'm serious. But I'm being serious at the same time. But the other thing is this, Marcus. What's one thing that Pittsburgh has never done in the last 2.5, 3 decades that other teams tend to do from time to time when they're not winning? It starts with an R, ends with a D.
Well,
Chris said in the link.
I said that in the comments. I said that you all have the same type of issue that Dallas does. You're never god awful.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. No. Yeah, we're past that.
Rebuild. Y'all are never really.
Yes, that's the point. You want to know why?
They just retooled.
You know what? And here's the thing about it. Every year, instead of trying to do just a total rebuild, we go out and we retool and we try to put the best team available on the field, and that's been a secret to our success. That's why we've been able to compete for championships all these years, so on and so forth. We've never, quote unquote, done a rebuild. Now, here's the thing about it. At the end of the day, if you don't make the changes necessary along with that, you know what I mean? Then you're gonna be in the position that we are, where we're the Pittsburgh mediocres right now, and not the Pittsburgh Steelers that we used to be. Because
I think that was the point I was trying to make.
Y'all guys are chasing that playoff this year. I ain't gonna say you're mediocre now.
Never just picking in the top 5. Look, football is cyclical. Y'all were really good in the 70s. You sucked in the 80s. You.
We didn't suck in the 80s. We played in 3 AFC championships.
Come on, bro.
Look. You know what the thing about our team is? Every decade we're either in an AFC championship or in a Super Bowl.
They don't suck, man.
So in the 80s we didn't suck.
What are you doing, bro? Listen.
When you're talking about Pittsburgh, look, I call the Pittsburgh Steelers a cornerstone franchise.
I agree with that.
They all won.
But when I say suck, I'm talking about
in comparison to our best decades.
Well, you need to get another word, bro.
Listen, where we from, suck, that means suck.
Don't if you suck, that means suck. But look,
it's cyclical. You're good in the 70s. You're okay. I won't say
because you know better.
You were okay in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, 90s. No, 90s we win a Super Bowl and we win 3 AFC championships and a Super Bowl in the 90s. Come on, man.
I got you.
Oh, Cowboys were the 90s. They were in the 90s.
But guys, let me say this also. Well, what I was saying, Marcus, Ron, about Mason Rudolph, I talked to Patrick about this. I say, shit, I know Patrick liked Mason Rudolph. He want him back. But I say, shit, I'll take him as a starting quarterback, and then we draft our quarterback and sit behind him for a year. Yeah. I'll take Mason Rudolph in a heartbeat. I think he'd be good with our team.
There's a comment I want to address.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Can you hold that thought for me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
I like old Mason.
What if we trade Desmond Ritter for him?
For who?
Mason Rudolph?
No, you can keep Desmond.
Well, Mason Rudolph gonna be a free agent, so
you can keep Desmond. We're good.
He gonna be a free agent.
No.
Y'all might end up getting Desmond Ritter anyway.
He gonna be a free agent. See?
Lord, I hope not.
Just saying. Hey, Marcus, I don't know if you heard that rumor, but Desmond Ritter is rumored that he could be going to Pittsburgh.
And so is Justin Fields.
Just saying.
Look. after the Super Bowl, everybody's looking for stories, man. It's a lot of nothing burgers out there. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
I agree. I'm just saying.
That's real, bro. That's real right there, bro. That's real.
Why would you go get Desmond? Why would you go get Desmond Ritter? Look, here's the thing with Pittsburgh.
Because Arthur Smith is there. That's his guy. Arthur Smith's guy.
Yeah.
You gotta find out if Kenny Pickett can play this year. This is year 3.
Right.
You spent the first round pick on him. You gotta know this year if he can play. This is year 3.
Damn right, Stevie.
You gotta find out this year. You gotta find it. You can't, switching in Mitchell Trubisky, switching in all of these other quarterbacks. You gotta find out this year if he can play. You can't be experimenting this year. You gotta know if this guy can play. Wouldn't
it be something if Steelers traded for Ritter and Ritter end up being y'all guy?
Can I address those things? Can I address a couple of comments from my homegirl and fellow Steelers fans?
We need to get some comments anyway.
So Sharon says earlier she said Mason Rudolph didn't need. I don't want to misread it, so I'm gonna go back up here and find it. I don't want to.
Well, let me address one thing.
Hold on for a second. She was basically saying Mason Rudolph maybe needed to go or didn't need to come back or didn't need to be playing or something like that. I can't remember. But I will say she went on to say...
she said we do not need Mason Rudolph back. That's what she said.
Well, I'm going to read this other comment first, though.
That's basically what she said.
Rudolph wasn't developed because he didn't think he should have to compete. He felt like he was going to... No, that's not the case. No. Rudolph wasn't developed because our coach, our glorious coach that you love so much... vacated the quarterback's coach position and never refilled it. And so
we hate no Mike.
As a coach though,
you don't know that.
That's one of the most important positions. You have a Ben Roethlisberger who even in his latter years was still one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
But he's not going to play forever.
Yeah.
And so you should have been developing your quarterback, especially the one that's been there the longest, that knows your offense the best, and who plays well when he comes in every time.
But I'll say this though, one thing you can say about the Steelers, Mason Rudolph, when they put that man in there, they started back winning though.
My point is, it shows. I don't know if Sharon. First of all,
got in the playoffs.
I don't know. I don't think she dislikes Mason Rudolph. We have a difference of opinion, but I don't see how anybody can look at that situation, Mason Rudolph, and say that would not be a logical thing, or that Mason Rudolph did not play well, or did not lead the team into the playoffs with all his stats and all that stuff, and didn't do well every opportunity that he had. If somebody's, even a Steelers fan, says that, I don't understand where they're coming from when they say that.
Okay, we talked about what Dallas needed. Y'all are picking at 23. You're picking at 23. Looking at some of the holes over there. What is the most glaring need? And see, look, all of this is a little bit premature because we still got to get through free agency. Free agency starts on March the 12th, I believe. So, it's kind of, most teams, what they do is they fill out they go into free agency.
Yeah, that's why I'm not even addressing it. Yeah, it's premature, man.
That's a little bit tough, but it's kind of blindly way too early.
Yeah, I think so.
What in the draft are you looking for? I think I'm looking here. Y'all pick at 23.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Well, before we do that, let me finish my thought real quick. Because we're jumping all over the place.
Yeah, we got some comments.
So Sharon said Mason Rudolph's career didn't start this season, though, Pat. Rudolph overall has not performed well at all. Yes, he has. He's come in and won games for us. When a few games that Ben got hurt and so on and so forth. Like, what are we talking about?
Patrick is stuck on this.
No, what I'm saying is like when we say stuff, it's like. Well, it's one thing if you say something that's true.
Bottom line is this: the Steelers was losing while Pickett was in there. He got hurt, went out. Mason Rudolph came in
and balled his ass off,
and they started winning and they got into the playoffs. So that means Mason Rudolph made a difference.
Nathan, what's going on, brother? But at the same time, everybody's entitled to their opinion. So I'm not saying Mason Rudolph is the savior for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the best quarterback ever. What I'm saying is,
maybe if they would have had him in from the start, they had a better record, put him in a better
position. They should have gave him a chance, and after the continuity we're talking about, which is, you notice we fail in the areas that we don't have continuity. By the way, if you don't continue to build up certain areas, if you let those areas fall, that's where we fail at. Whether it's defensive line, interior defensive line for us.
Let's see what Ron got to say.
Quarterback position.
What's up, Ron? You got something you want to say on this subject?
Yeah, Pittsburgh. I think y'all need to get maybe the quarterback from Denver.
Russell Wilson?
The quarterback from Denver, as in D. Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson. Help push Kenny Pickett.
help push him. There's no pushing when you get Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson will start. There ain't no pushing, then
I mean to get the best out of Kenny Pickett.
What is the thing right here, Ron? They drafted Kenny Pickett, what, numbers 16 or something like that over?
Wherever we were.
So they drafted him to be the guy, so he got to get it this, like Marcus was saying, he got to get it this year.
He's had 2 years.
He don't have another year to sit behind Russell Wilson. This is it.
Here's the other thing. Can a veteran quarterback help a upcoming quarterback / backup? Yes, but is it the veteran's quarterback job to quote unquote get the most out of him? No, it's the franchise's responsibility. It's the quarterback's coach. It's the offensive coordinator. It's their responsibility to get the best out of their upcoming players for development, not the starters. And that's just the bottom line. Wouldn't you agree, Marcus?
Sharon, what are you talking about? I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm not even addressing you. You're talking about
okay, but
Mason Rudolph. I'm just talking about him. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong or anything. I don't even know what you're talking about, Sharon. Honestly.
I want to hear Marcus's answer real quick, and then we'll get back to Ron real quick for you.
I want to answer a comment when you get through, man, okay?
Okay.
So we mentioned our comments, Patrick.
Maybe that's why you were talking about the whole Arthur Smith.
We got a lot of comments coming in. Y'all missing
them. You don't want a guy who's so good.
We getting to it. That's what I'm reading.
That Kenny Pickett.
I want to address that one. When you read it, let me address it.
If you put Russell Wilson on the field, Kenny Pickett won't.
I'm talking about him.
You gotta hit that.
Here's my rebuttal to that, and then we'll let Ron respond real quick. And let me catch y'all up.
We missed the one I wanted.
And let me catch y'all up. So Marcus said at the same time with a Tannehill type situation or Russell Wilson, whatever, you want to get a player so good that Kenny Pickett never sees the field. I got a rebuttal for that. His name is Jordan Love. I got another, you know what I mean? I got a few, when Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers and he had good developing staff. When it was his time and Aaron Rodgers left, Jordan Love came in and picked right back up. So even though he sat for a good 3 years, 3 years without seeing the field. So I understand what you're saying. In the wrong situation, it can be a bad thing. But if you got a good program for developing, a player at that position, then it can be a good thing for him to learn, and to kind of take in a lot of stuff. So I see what you're saying.
Well, the thing was, they extended Aaron Rodgers. Don't forget, they gave Aaron Rodgers an extension even when Jordan Love was on the team. That's what the hell he was so upset about. Because it's like, okay, if you want me to be I understand you're drafting my replacement, then why are you giving me a 3-year extension? That makes no sense. If you plan for this kid to play, because you can't just have the kid sit on the bench the entire time. Eventually, when those first round picks, you got to put them out there and see if they can play.
Because it's Aaron Rodgers.
But Marcus, what I will say to that though, like you said, it is Aaron Rodgers. And number 2 thing. It worked out, right? Because look what Jordan Love came in and did. Right. He's ready to go. Ain't no learning process. He's good to go. Now he hit the ground running, and you see what he did this year. Next year is going to be a problem for the NFC for Jordan Love.
And then the other thing is, Ron, go ahead and say something.
But what I was trying to say, we seen a quarterback that maybe don't get it in 2 years, then come out in the 3rd year, he get it.
Give me an example. I'm talking about a playing quarterback that's playing though.
Geno Smith. Geno did
Who?
not get it with the Jets. He
Who?
did not get it.
Geno Smith.
He played for 2 years. He played crappy for 2 years, or he sat for 2 years.
He played.
He played crappy.
For the Jets for 2 years.
Geno Smith for Seattle quarterback.
You know what? I get validity what you're saying, and that's one of those things where that can kind of fly under the radar with this comment. But maybe Geno needed to change the scenery, and he's playing for the Jets at the time, which were a horrible team. It's a different situation because Pittsburgh is one of the better teams. We're in the top half of the league.
Jets were a horrible team.
He did not.
Yeah, they was at the time.
He did not what?
Did Geno Smith get another backup job after he left the Jets? He didn't go straight to.
He didn't. He got another backup job.
Chargers.
Yeah, he got another backup job.
The Chargers.
Was it? Yeah, it was a charge.
So my thing is Geno Smith in that case? Is it a thing of needing to change the scenery and finding the right quote unquote system for Geno?
Or or do you just suck and you just always gonna be a career backup? That's the.
That's true too.
Well, it could go both ways. The only thing that goes against that for Gino is that he is starting now, and they were above 500, and they did have an opportunity to make the playoffs. So
Yeah, so let Donatello rock.
And it's not necessarily say he sucked because it don't necessarily say he sucked, guy. That means he's not good enough to start, but he's better to be a backup.
now,
They don't suck because of
I
that.
hate when people say players are suck. These people are playing
Why
in
you
the
guys
National
do that?
Football League. They don't suck. These are best.
hold on for a second. No. What he's saying is.
No, address that, man.
Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, there's a lot of people doing that, man. We need to address that.
Hold on for a second.
Let say suck. If I draft you in the first round, I expect you to be a good player, not bouncing all over the place. So yes, suck is in order. Suck.
Okay,
I get that for like the first round. I get that part. But I'm just saying, like,
there's some
general, like the players when we be saying suck, like some of these players don't even suck, and we be saying they suck. Like it's like,
and that's what we're saying.
They may not be the best players.
We sit back and hear a lot of them say, this guy suck.
but if you're good enough to play backup in the NFL,
That means
sucking though.
That means somebody's better than you playing before you.
So let me give you my takeaway.
But if that person go down, guess who's gonna come in? That person that sucks.
If your prospect is high, you get drafted in the first round.
You ain't get what we're saying.
No. I'm about to touch on both sides. If your prospect is high, you get drafted in the first round, and you come out and you have everything that you need around you. All the pieces are in place, coach and the staff, and you go in out and you still bomb. Yeah, it's kind of good. It's kind of you might could say that person sucks at least at that point in time.
Yeah.
On the other side, I do agree that some terms are overused and oversaturate conversations like this. So when you say suck, you can't apply that to everybody that doesn't have the
Can't
best.
do it.
That's not
Can't
playing
do
their
it.
best. So I get both sides.
Let me make this point.
Zach Wilson sucks.
Let me make this point. And see, that's all right. That's your opinion, and that's cool. That's cool.
Ron, go ahead, Ron.
But Patrick,
Oh no, I'm sorry, Pops. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
God, I want to make a point, Ron, before you say something.
Sorry, Ron.
The truth to you, the
Sorry, Pops.
truth to your theory about the man sucked that ain't Mark crazy boy. But I'm gonna tell you, the reason I'm saying that ain't so, man. In every case, take Romo. If Romo hadn't had the injuries, we probably could have got it and got a Super Bowl. But as soon as Romo went down, they started suck a backup win. Who was the suck guy that sucked? Dak Prescott. He ain't never sucked. No, I'm proving what you say ain't right by every case. You say that the backup sucks. I'm showing you that that's not so. When Romo went down, Dak came in and we won more than we ever had with that. So that's something only applied to certain people.
That's a different situation. He had a
No,
second.
don't do that. No, I was trying to prove that backups, all the backups don't
Oh
suck.
no. He wasn't saying just backup. So I see what you're saying. No.
Stop.
He was basically saying that.
There you go.
Go ahead.
If I draft you,
There you go again, bro.
If I draft you high in the first round and you come out and pee down your leg, you suck.
If that's the case, I say some cases it's a warranted, but some cases not like that.
Listen, Romo was an undrafted free agent. Dak Prescott was a 4th round pick. Most 4th round
A 135th at that.
Hold on. Okay.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna tell him. He was 4th, but he was 135th.
Yeah, Pop.
Pick at that. That's way down the line, there, bro.
He's about to give Dak some props if you
You're
let him.
doing it again, bro. You're doing it again.
Just let him. Okay.
I'm trying to get you to let him finish.
I was trying to tell him.
I know. Just let him finish, and then you give me the ball. Go ahead, Marcus.
I know, I'm just saying, look, Dak Prescott was a 4th round pick who really took over Tony Romo's team.
But he was a second. He was a backup quarterback, though.
No, he wasn't the back. He was the third string quarterback. Kellen Moore was the backup, sir.
That you proved my point even more. But we know Dak was better. Dak was better. I explained the backup. I know he had a guy in front of him, but we seen that. We seen Calvin. We seen that. We
didn't know what Dak Prescott was going to be. He had.
Did you follow him? Did you follow him in
I
college?
did at Mississippi.
He had potential, bro.
Look, everybody's got potential.
No, we're talking about Dak. We're talking about Dak Prescott.
He's got a point.
We ain't talking about everybody else.
He's got a
We're
point.
talking about Dak Prescott. God, we talking about Dak Prescott. See, we're not gonna get off the subject like you said. We were talking about backup sub. I said not all of them. That's my point right here. That word sub, it don't apply to all the backups. It just don't. I tell you why that was a backup quarterback.
I wasn't saying backup.
At one time, the New England Patriots,
okay.
Tom Brady was a backup at one time.
All right.
And Brandon, that's
Whoa.
And Brandon,
Did he
that's
suck?
Hold on,
Oh, I'm sorry.
let him finish. Let him finish. See, there you go.
I'm done. I just want to know. Tom Brady was a backup quarterback. Did he suck? And that's what I'm trying to say, guys.
Tom Brady, again, Tom Brady was not drafted to start.
But I'm just saying he was a backup one time.
He got played by.
Y'all didn't get my point here.
Do y'all know what happenstance is?
Yeah. But I was talking about the backup quarterback.
The same happened with Dak, same happened with Big Ben, all that stuff. Yeah.
I'm just saying all backups don't suck. That's my point.
I will say this though.
Tommy Maddox went down. Happenstance. The Big Ben came in and just happened to took it over, and it was another.
Look at the Eagles. Look at the Eagles. What's the name? The quarterback they got rid of, and what's called came in and went on to the Super Bowl with him. Wentz. He was starter, but who was the second backup?
Now that's a tragedy.
They went to the Super Bowl.
Because Nick Foles.
We trying to make a point here.
Nick Foles.
We ain't talking about the tragedies. I'm just showing you all sucking backup. All backups don't suck.
He never said
Patrick. Okay.
He never said backups. He was saying that in general. If somebody said
players in general,
he never said backups. That's what he's trying to tell you.
All right.
There was a lot of first rounders. Guys, I just want to say to y'all, man, keep doing what y'all doing. I happened to catch the show by happenstance.
You come back, bro.
What y'all are doing. I like what y'all are doing. Keep doing what y'all are doing, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, we love you, man. Come back, bro.
Hey man, we here every week, and you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, you have to come back.
Come back and jump in there,
And Marcus, do you mind sticking around for Ron's last comment here?
Go for it.
Go ahead, Ron.
Well, let me say something, Marco. How about them Cowboys? That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my goodness.
I thought we were going to through the whole day right here. I just wanted to say that to him. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead, man.
Well, all I'm just trying to say is we've seen some of the best backup become starters.
Yeah.
Now, that's what Mark was saying. Okay.
Now, sometimes a starter might need a couple of years before they get everything down.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I get that.
Some of them not always there.
And sometimes they might not be in the right system and all that stuff too.
But like Mark say, sometimes they slow, sometimes they
coaching, they moved around. There's a lot of variables that go into that, though.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a lot of variables that can. Look, you look at a guy like Bryce Young in a terrible situation.
Exactly.
You look at a guy like C.J. Stroud. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing that makes it tough for these upcoming quarterbacks. A guy like C.J. Stroud, the number 2 pick in the draft, and this guy takes the team to the playoffs in the first year. So whoever the number 2 pick is this year, that's the tough part. Whoever goes number 2 this year, they expect him to come in.
Probably so. Yeah. Probably. Go ahead, Ron.
So what? Go ahead, Ron.
Probably.
Oh, I had.
Okay. Let me catch up on some comments real quick if that's okay.
Take your time, bro. Take your time.
Y'all gentlemen have a good one. I'm on.
You too, Marcus. Appreciate it, brother.
Man. Appreciate it.
All right, till next time, brother. We'll see you. Brandon, if you want to jump on in here, man, come on. Sharon,
jump in there, Ron. When you think about jump in there, Ron.
I'm trying to keep over comments, Sharon, and sometimes it's not.
But I will address this while Patrick's doing that. I will address this.
While I'm throwing up some comments.
Brandon says Dak is the Kurt Warner.
I saw that.
It's Kurt Warner without a ring, and I kind of agree with that. That means it's kind of almost Dan Marino-ish like to where if he get with the right situation with people around him, like I've been saying, and he'll get that ring. If Dan Marino ever had the weapons around him, he would have a ring. Right or wrong, Ron? Would you agree with that? Yeah. And that's what I think. Dak, like I said, if Dak was to come to the Falcons, I believe we will be the team where he would get a Super Bowl with. I really believe that.
Now,
let me rebuttal that now.
But
you two are coming to the Falcons. In the last 2 times we played the Falcons, did we beat y'all?
Oh my God!
But anyway, that is what I'm trying to say. Claims out there. But anyway, what I'm
Chris and Brandon, there's your comments right there. How come everything?
Let me say something first, man. Okay. It's gonna still be there when I get done, bro.
Go ahead.
Hey, Chris Garcia say, Travis, take him.
This here is at you, Chris. You and Steven was talking something earlier about why they pay Dak so much money.
You say y'all can have that.
Hold on. Guys, it's called the market. Now I'm gonna make it clear to you again. All you talking about they shouldn't pay Dak that money. It's called the market. Whatever quarterback gets paid so much money, the next quarterback come up is optic to pay that.
It's the market.
Now, but the other thing I was gonna say is, did y'all see the MVP award this year? There was 2 people came up for the award. One was Lamar and who was the other one? Dak Prescott. My point is this: if you are opted to come up for MVP, that means you're doing something right. You can't sit there and say that means he earned the money they gave him. He was normal too. If Lamar had went so far in the playoff, they said Dak had it. Do y'all agree with me on the stand here? If Lamar had went further than Dak in the playoff, they say Dak had to beat by a mile. So all of you
not by a mile. Now, not by a mile.
You let me just finish, okay?
As far as regular season, yeah.
Yeah, it did. Now he said, look at your passing stuff, dude.
If it wasn't for the playoff wins and get to the AFC Championship game, if Dak would have got to the NFC Championship game with those numbers, he would have won.
He would
And the bottom line,
I agree with you on that.
And I got some stats to tell you a little bit why I said that. But anyway, the bottom line is just here. So that's why Dak is paid that money. Some of you just don't like him because you don't like him. But when it comes to football, like Marcus said, they come to football guys. You gotta give that boy his props. You gotta stop that bum. He come up sucking from MVP. He had the best rating, the best passer rating in the NFL. So I don't know why you guys keep saying that. You just might well suck it up, get over it. Dak balled. Now, because you say he didn't look.
And let me address this.
And I'm done. I ain't gonna say that.
I'm going down the comments, guys. I'm going down the comments.
Yeah.
Chris Garcia says nobody cares, Pops. I would have rather.
I care.
I would have rather gave it to Lamar. Lamar's worth it. Nate says, hold on.
Just tell the truth, all I'm saying. Tell the truth.
I went out.
Because you hate Dak Prescott, you're going to keep putting him down.
Okay.
What's the matter with y'all?
Pops, come on, bro.
I was giving you a chance to find what you're doing, man.
I can't read them when I'm hearing you talk. Let me read the comments,
bro.
All right.
You didn't know it. I didn't know why you talking.
All right, Pops, okay.
All right. My Jim Carrey voice. All right.
All right, Nate says Dan Marino is to the league like Barkley to the NBA. Great player, just caught in the saucepan. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Never won a ring, but a great player. Chris Garcia also says everyone also knows Dak can't do what Lamar can do. Well, I can also say that Lamar can't do what Dak can do.
That's what I'm going to say. That's my next thing.
No,
can I stay here? Chris?
Yeah, Dak is probably a little bit stronger passer.
He's a better quarterback than Lamar as far as straight.
He's better, man. He's better.
Yeah.
So
I agree
when
with
you saying he can't do what Lamar can do, who can do what Lamar can do? I mean, and who can do what Dak can do? It ain't too many.
And he can still scramble and extend
Let me say
plays.
this.
He might not be as fast as Lamar as far as speed, but he can still scramble and extend plays and run.
And then Chris says the only people in the NFL that think Dak is better than Lamar are Cowboy delusional fans. Well, that's subjective.
Well,
and
let me stop. Stop.
JC Tornado says, "Sup, Dirty Birds? What's going on, brothers?
What's up, brother? Let's give him a welcome real quick.
Yeah, JC, that's my brother right there.
What's up, JC?
Yeah. So I just want to catch up on those. Now you can.
Chris just now said the only ones. Now, Chris, you said this. I'm gonna say what you said. The only one that make Dak is all that is the Cowboy fan. If that means that you're not a Cowboy fan, then because you just said I don't want to think that it's Cowboy fan, so you don't think it. So now you admit that you're not a Cowboy fan.
No, he said delusional.
No, he see what you don't get what I'm saying.
He said delusional.
I'm just throwing it out there. He just said that the only one that think that Dak Prescott is that guy is a Cowboy fan. And I said, well, do that means he's not a Cowboy fan? Crazy.
Put it up so I can see.
The bottom line is just bro. No linebacker. We needed linebackers. We needed a running game. And we need another wide receiver. Sooner or later, you got to give props where it's due. Everybody that won this year had all that except Dak. Everybody that won had all that except Dak Prescott.
All right.
He said delusional Cowboy fans such as yourself.
So if I'm delusional on the Cowboy fan, that means he's not there.
Why are you doing this, Travis?
I just read the comments.
Travis is knowing everything I say, picking out everything you say. That's what I'm coming down.
No, I'm going straight on this. Straight on this.
I got one. I can read it.
Steven says Chris a damn fool. I'm just going straight out
Chris,
this, guys.
So
The bottom line is this, Chris. I know you have a problem with Dak Prescott. You've already said you hate him. Okay.
And you didn't call him a bum 3 times since you said the comments already.
Just because you said that, I'm gonna say this to you, Chris, because I'm here and I'm DC for life, and I'm gonna say this right here to you, Chris. I know you don't like this guy, but nothing you can say or do can mess up with those numbers and what that guy stands for now. You can't mess that up. And all the Cowboy fans that keep saying, get rid of Dak, I'm gonna tell y'all like I'm getting Zeke. You get rid of Dak Prescott, we'll lose. I doubt we'll get to the playoff. Now, I warned you. You said you want to get rid of Zeke. You said, we got rid of him. Now, you said, get rid of that. If we get rid of Dak, who are we going to replace him with?
You have to start over with another guy.
Who wants to, Why would we start over when we right at the playoff? We gonna retool. We gonna add the spots we need.
Okay.
Who wants to start over when you already got a team that goes to the playoff every year?
Chris says.
I don't understand that.
Chris says Pops is putting Ron to sleep.
All right,
No, and nobody put nobody. I can see Ron. I can see Ron. I can't see you though. Go ahead. I'm waiting for everything you
so while Travis look at the comments, I do want to touch on some other stuff because I feel like me and Sharon didn't get finished to talk about.
I think you did. Go ahead, I'm just playing.
To talk about some more stuff about our Steelers and about Mason
But
Rudolph.
let's get these over first before you do that, Pat.
No, he's pretty much caught up now. Travis been catching up everybody on the comments.
I read it straight down.
Okay.
So Sharon says we need to get rid of Rudolph, and if he's still in here, Sharon, I appreciate you hanging in there with me. I was trying to get back to him, and we don't need Rudolph back. And I'm trying to figure out why you say that, because if we can't go out and get a veteran quarterback, or if we can't trade for a better quarterback who is a few years into the league, he is the best quarterback on the roster.
There's going to be plenty of quarterbacks out here in free agency.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if
Jacoby Brissett, what about him?
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of quarterbacks.
What I'm saying, if they don't get better deals, is what I'm saying.
There's gonna be a lot of quarterbacks.
This is my only point.
Ryan Tannehill.
At the end of the day, you can't. At the end of the day, you can't sit there, Sharon, and say,
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, there's gonna be some good quarterbacks out there, guys.
yeah, if we can get one of those, if nobody takes them first, which is what me and Marcus was talking about earlier. It's like the money, like they basically hold the power in terms of they leverage, their availability, and then they go to get the best deal, and we may not be it.
Old boy just won comeback player of the year.
Flacco. Oh, they're talking about keeping Flacco, because anyway. But my point is, we as a Steelers fan that's non-biased and sober-minded, you can't sit here and say that Mason Rudolph is not the best quarterback on our roster right now.
Chris said he told you to send him the link. It don't show up in his comments. He said he got time today. he said he got time today.
So I guess what I'm saying is, do you not agree that Mason Rudolph is the best quarterback on our roster based on what they've produced on the field? That's all I'm saying. And then even if, because it's not true that Mason Rudolph has not played well when he's came in, because he has come in and played well when he's came in. He's thrown touchdowns, had good QBR ratings, has won his games. But let's just throw all that aside. Let's just say that Mason Rudolph didn't do well, just hypothetically. Did he not do? That means that he improved and done better and played well this year when he came in, and he, in my opinion, proved himself to be a valuable player and possibly a starter for us and in this league. That's all I'm saying. But I do want to hear a little bit more what you got to say.
Chris Garcia said,
and I did put the comment.
Flacco got best bottom of the year.
That's ridiculous.
He's trolling y'all. Come on now. I will say that
he might be trolling, but he need to be told that he's
and Chris, I put the link up in the link to join us in the comments. But I am going to do you a solid, Chris, and do you even better. And I am going to
Don't.
I'm going to send you one via Messenger. So check your Facebook Messenger, Chris.
And why you checking that? The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. We ain't got a chance to say that.
We're finna get to that right now. We're gonna talk about Super Bowl. I think we need to talk about the Super Bowl.
Well,
and San Francisco 49ers lost it.
Again, the third time.
While we're
the third time.
Okay, Pops has a habit of
don't do that.
Demeaning and diminishing.
You're doing it again, dude.
No, I'm just saying it seems like you're diminishing and demeaning San Francisco's success of making it to a Super Bowl.
No, I'm not diminishing anything. Why they can't win? They've been there 3 times.
But they're doing.
They can't win the big one.
But that's better than what Dallas has done. And
man, you're not talking about Dallas here,
no, this is where it's going. I'm going to jump out. I'm going to jump out ahead of it before it goes there, because this is where it's going.
All the time anyway.
You're basically trying to work our way into saying, well, they got there all this time, they ain't win it, so they ain't no better than Dak. Yes, they are. If they went to the Super Bowl or went to an NFC Championship, they are doing better than Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Period. Almost. There's a better almost, or there's a closer almost than an almost that's not as close. Just like in a West.
Okay, now the better question is, who do you guys think fault it is?
Well, the league, in my opinion, this is a rigged game, man. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all put in the comments who do y'all think fault it is why San Francisco lost.
I will say this. This is my chance to bring up another topic I was thinking about. I'm not saying that you're going to say Brock Purdy isn't a system quarterback, but I think he made a better case for himself.
Bro, we on one thing. What are you doing?
Hold on, what you doing, Pat? You everywhere.
I'm setting it up, bro.
Every time someone talk, you everywhere, bro.
I'm asking you a question about whose fault it is.
Yeah, I was talking about that first.
Yeah, whose fault? I'm answering that question.
Yeah, I got you.
Because most of the time they say it's the quarterback's fault. That's the point I was getting to.
Yeah.
So, and this Brock Purdy, in my opinion, he extended plays, he used his feet, he made really, really tight throws.
I had a brain fart for a second.
I'm like, I was thinking about Ron. I heard it. I'm like, man, come on, man. I'm like, come on, man.
I was like, Brock Purdy. I'm like,
so in my opinion, it wasn't Brock Purdy's fault. Brock Purdy extended the play, got them the lead, took the lead back, and put them in a position to win the game. The defense kind of faltered at the end, in my opinion. The things that they were doing to make them successful in the beginning of the game, they failed to do those things at the end because they were giving Kansas City 3 outs after 3 and outs after 3 and outs, and that's the truth. And this is a good time to segue into letting Chris into the chat. Go ahead, Ron.
Once again, Patrick, they forgot to run the ball in the third quarter.
I agree.
Shanahan been doing this for the last 3 times he went to the Super Bowl.
3 times, that's right.
You cannot make Brock Purdy a superstar.
And he ain't one.
Brock Purdy, y'all ran the ball all through the season to get to the Super Bowl. So with the third quarter change, you gonna stop running the ball?
And they had back won the award as the best back.
well, I want to say welcome Chris to the show, ladies and
What's up,
gentlemen.
Chris?
That don't make no sense, guys. That don't make no sense.
And I'm throwing up. Me and Travis are throwing up comments at the bottom of the screen while we're talking about these other topics. So y'all make sure to read them, okay?
And this is why I run. It makes me think that I'm saying allegedly, we think the NFL is rigged.
I started to call Travis and I told him, you know what? Watch how they let Kansas City come back and win this game.
Let?
Yes.
Because look,
And did you see? Go ahead, Ron.
all the 49ers had to do is keep on running the ball. They did it in the first half.
Well, that wasn't part of the script in the second half, right?
Oh.
That's the point.
So do y'all two really believe it's
Allegedly, I believe it's rigged because
Don't believe it's rigged.
if you looked at the clock and the time, they was changing the clock and the
All right,
time.
it was
around,
changed. All
and
right,
people
all
wasn't even
right.
catching it.
Travis may not want to talk about this, but I'm gonna bring it up. And then Travis, if you don't want to talk about it anymore, then you just let me know.
Oh, we'll talk about it.
But during the infamous 28-3 game in the third quarter, Travis got a call from one of his friends, a couple of his friends out in Las Vegas who keep up with, all that stuff, I'll just say. And correct me if I'm wrong, the conversation went something along the
First
lines.
off, make the screen big. So we
Okay,
can see these guys.
so it went along the lines of this. Trav, like, what's up? He's like, what's up, Trav? Hey, you enjoying your game? Y'all winning? Yeah, we winning. What's up? Well, don't get used to it, and don't get too happy because this ain't gonna be y'all's night. What are you talking about? It's 28-3. Just watch what I say. I got the inside scoop. Man, you crazy? Nope. Watch what I say. All right, click. 8 minutes later.
It was more detailed.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to brush over it.
Yeah,
13, 14 minutes later, going into the fourth quarter, it's tied. It's about to be tied up.
Basically, what happened was.
Yeah. Go ahead, Trav. You expound.
Basically, what happened was. And remember, keep in mind, I predicted us to go to Super Bowl that year from the start of the season. Us versus the Patriots.
I did too.
And that's an old video. I don't know if y'all remember. I think Chris was still there at that time. Not sure. But, yeah. And basically, we were supposed to win that Super Bowl. But this is based on what my friend told me. We were supposed to win that Super Bowl. But halfway through, they got wind that we were supposed to win. And people started saying the game is rigged. And they switched it up and gave it to the Patriots to throw everybody off. That's what I was heard, what I was told, and said Brady was gonna come back in epic fashion to win, and yada yada yada. And I was like, no way that's gonna happen. And it happened.
And just like I told y'all in that game in the fourth quarter, somewhere in the fourth quarter, well, I tell you what Petty's gonna do. I told y'all what he's gonna do. He did exactly what I told y'all he was gonna do. Did you guys? I said the fourth quarter, that's when all the stuff will start coming down. It happened.
But no, Brock Purdy didn't do nothing to throw the game away. No, he did not.
Oh, Patrick, I'm not gonna argue. Go ahead.
You said he was gonna throw interceptions and he was gonna fumble. Brock
I
Purdy.
said it's gonna be one or the other.
No, he didn't do either one.
Well, I'll say this. Listen.
I don't know what Patrick.
But let's talk about the facts.
We're not talking about anything.
Did Brock Purdy do anything to throw that game away?
I mean, we all talking about it.
Yeah.
Listen, can I say this? I'll say this. Listen.
I'm done with it, man.
Brock did what he could possibly do to win the game for the most part.
Yeah.
There was a few times he didn't.
Hold on, Pops, let me say something real quick. He played lights out for the most part. Now, he missed a couple key passes here and there,
Of course.
which made the difference.
Well,
Like I said, he missed a touchdown wide open in the back of the end zone. When he
That was pressure, though. Pressure.
Well, stop on
I
that.
get it.
All quarterbacks
He had a chance to throw the ball. He was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
The guy was wide open. He missed the ball. That touchdown would have made the difference.
So what a
Pressure, though.
So,
That's
but he
adjustments made by
still got the ball off
KC. It's
there.
Chris Jones, man.
I get it, but if Brock Purdy's that dude, like they saying, he's supposed to make that pass, right?
I'm not saying he's not that dude.
You're not saying that, Patrick, but this is what people have been saying. You're not listening. Let him talk.
Patrick. You're not saying that.
I got you.
People been saying he's elite. He's that dude. He's up there on the Holmes level, and he's this, he's that. Okay, well, he's supposed to make that happen. If it's not rigged, that's what it's supposed to be. But since I believe allegedly that it's a rig, things happen for a reason. So it wasn't part of the script.
Yep. And I will say this, guys. Go and look this up and research it. NFL is not listed categorically
It's under sports entertainment.
They just changed that lately.
as sport.
They just changed that lately.
No, they didn't just change
been that way.
it. That's been that way for about 14 years now.
Yeah,
Okay.
for years.
Good.
No, let me.
So
No,
now
it's been about.
No, it's good. Let's say good. Then go on to the next one. No,
Let's
that's good. Let's go to the next
13,
one.
14 years.
about it.
Yeah. So
I said okay.
So
Okay.
in 2000 and
So technically, they can do whatever they want legally and be fine because if it's listed under sports entertainment, they can't get in trouble for it.
they can do whatever they need to boost ratings. They changed their listing from sport, like FIFA, NBA, blah blah blah, to sports entertainment in 2011 or 2012 or 2010, somewhere around in there. And as a result, they fell into the category now of WWE. And I know we got wrestling fans. I'm a wrestling fan too. WWE, roller derby, so on and so forth. Those are sports entertainment, which means they are scripted sports. In the story, it's not like everybody go out there and competes and what happens. It's scripted. And just like in a WWE match, is every single thing that happens in the ring during a match scripted to the last and finest detail? No. The wrestlers improvise with each other. If you notice, they're talking to each other on the turnbuckle or against the ropes. Let's do this. Let's fill in this gap here. But there are certain points in the match where they need to get to, and then especially the end result.
Get back to the football.
So the point I'm making is the NFL's, in my opinion, is the same way.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question. I'm asking these two guys a question. Y'all really believe it's rigged?
Yes.
Allegedly.
Go about what they said, guys. Do y'all believe it's rigged? Okay. Now, all of you said you believe it's rigged.
Because I already know you're going. Because I'm waiting on, even though I know it's rigged, I'm still
Let me go there.
Because it's entertainment. I already know where you're going, Dad. I'm gonna go.
That's okay. Cool.
Because it's entertainment, but I'm just allegedly
That's messed up.
waiting on our time. That's it. That's all I can do.
I'm done.
But go ahead, continue.
No, you don't cut it off. That's okay.
Cause I know where you're going, bro.
Yeah, of course, but you should let me do it and go there. That's all right. And you the one talking about the rules.
All right, go ahead, Ron. Unless Pops, did you want to say something?
No.
Okay, go ahead, Ron.
But stick
Where
with
you
the rules.
going? That's all.
Let me go there then.
You bad because I knew where he was going?
Because we've both been doing better than that. Go ahead.
We are doing better, but I mean, if I know where you're going, don't waste your time, bro.
Every year the NFL be having these meetings in the
Uh-huh.
office. I think they name two teams who they would like to see in the Super Bowl. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And they tell the referee to help them out along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our time is coming.
Yeah.
Get
for
those
sure.
teams to the Super Bowl.
And real quick, before Chris comes in, a couple of people looked this up, and I forgot to get these to put them up on the screen. But basically, the NFL ratings the last 3 or 4 seasons has dropped significantly, and some of it's got to do with COVID, some of it's got to do with a lot of work stuff going on, just whatever. But why do you think that during the playoffs and during the Super Bowl, every 2 to 4 minutes they cut to Taylor freaking Swift because she's the largest pop star in the world, and to have her fans know that she's at the Super Bowl and at these playoff games, that she's going to be on the camera, is going to boost their ratings. And sure enough, this year, the ratings almost more than double than what they were the last 3 or 4 years. Ooh, mysteriously, because Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that they pushed to go to the Super Bowl. And I'll say this, and I'm saying it now, and then we'll let Chris come in. Patrick Mahomes and the New England Patriots are becoming the new Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are becoming the new Tom Brady and the New England Patriots of the league.
Tom Brady. Say the next
and the reason is because I'm saying he's becoming the next. Not in terms of greatness and play, because his arc is showing that he can be. But what I'm saying is in terms of favoritism and getting help from the league. You see it with the way that the league handles the clock. You see it the way they handle calling timeouts for them for equipment adjustments. Them getting calls and the other team not getting certain calls and getting certain calls during these playoff games, stuff like that, and it's starting to pick up. And just like Tom Brady, who arguably is the greatest quarterback of all time in a lot of people's.
Stop it, man.
Patrick Mahomes is legitimately the best quarterback in the league right now without that. However, they need a new face for the league. And guess who it's going to be? Patrick Mahomes.
And I'll say this too, Chris, before you go, I'm sorry, I have to say this. For people that don't believe in conspiracy theories, you might want to open your eyes a little bit, because some of this stuff is real out here.
Yes, sir.
You might not want to believe it. It sounds crazy, but some of it is real. That's all I'm going to say, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Chris. What's going on?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
What's up?
I kind of, I don't know. I kind of do believe it, but I don't. It's kind of like a catch-22, I guess, so to speak.
Right.
I think to a certain extent, yes. And I already know what Pop gonna go with it. Pop gonna be like, that's why the Cowboys ain't won nothing, but it is what it is. Hey, at the end of the day,
Hold up. Nah, Pop gotta get you.
Let him finish.
No, I'm gonna do this. Don't be saying what Pop gonna say. Let Pop say what he gonna say. Don't do that. Do you, man? Do you, bro?
You gotta let him finish.
I don't want you guys talking about what y'all think Pop gonna say. Say what you gonna say, Chris. That's why we got you on here. And let Pop do what Pop gonna do.
Well, let him finish.
Yeah, what Pop's gonna do?
Come on now, don't be saying what Pop. I don't want you guys talking about what y'all think I'm gonna say. If that's the case, let me say it and you don't have to say nothing. Come on, bro.
You know what that sound like right now?
He's a little touched.
No, I'm trying to make some sense here, man. If you're gonna get on there and talk what Pop gonna say, well, why Chris didn't say anything at all? I want to hear what you saying, Chris. I think I'm making some sense here. If you come off it, I know what Pop gonna say. But let Pop say it then.
You're right.
Go ahead, bro. Go
ahead, Chris.
You don't play with you, man. Go ahead.
We all know Cowboys ain't won nothing because it's rigged or whatever. But that's another story.
He's trolling. But let me tell you this: if you think it's rigged, wait a minute, Chris. If you think it's rigged, ain't the Cowboys in the NFL too? Come on, man, would you stop? If it's rigged, ain't Cowboys in the NFL? Why is it rigged for everybody but not the Cowboys?
Look,
that don't make sense
to
either.
It is.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, I think so. I have to agree with that. To a certain extent. Yeah, it's like the NBA. The NBA admitted that stuff a long time ago.
True.
I think Vegas. I think more so along the lines of.
I don't think it's rigged completely. I don't think that.
That's what I'm saying. So, do I think it's scripted? I don't think it's scripted.
The outcome is.
I think the main thing what happens is you see a lot of stupid stuff happen. I guess because Vegas has a part in it now.
They got a big part in it.
Vegas is a real big thing, and people don't understand all that stuff. Like that whole, all of a sudden, like the numbers went from whatever to they missed a stupid field goal, and now the numbers went crazy, and this, that, and the other. And I was just like, they had some weird ass numbers in the Super Bowl. Like that was weird. Like it just kind of just threw me off, and I was just, you're looking at it and you're watching it, and you're like, Vegas has a really big hand in the outcomes of the games. Do I think it's scripted?
The ending
kind of hard to say.
The ending is.
Yeah, because you'll sit there and you'll watch a lot of these NBA games. I don't know how much y'all follow NBA, but you'll watch NBA and you'll see these dummies like they're losing by 20 points. So all of a sudden the losing team runs down there and they freaking shoot a freaking three. with like 1.2 seconds left on the clock, and you're like, "Are you freaking serious right now?" Like, you know what I mean? So, do I think it's rigged? Man, I think it's Vegas has a very big part in it more than anything else.
It does,
That's just me.
we have people who have had firsthand accounts from speaking to people in Vegas, including my brother. So
that's how I know. That's what. Listen, guys.
If you want to call him a liar, then whatever.
Let me just tell you this.
Yeah.
I ain't got no. Why would I even risk coming out saying this? I ain't got no reason to lie about it. For what? What am I gonna gain from this? Nothing. Anything, it hurt my soul because I didn't want to believe when I was told that.
Yeah.
And when they told me that, I'm gonna tell y'all, it blew my mind when it happened exactly like she told me. It blew my mind.
And then the other thing is,
that's when I knew it was rigged, man. My brother started talking about it. Then from then on, he was like,
and I need to go back. And again, when people talk about fact checking and stuff like that, in my opinion, fact checking should be done by the people who don't believe it. If you don't believe something somebody says, it ain't the burden on me to prove it to you. It's not my burden. I'm just stating what I know, what I've researched.
And then when you say there's no proof, man, go on YouTube. It's people that made videos of all the proof that's going on in these games. The time changing, refs making fraternize with each other. Them changing the clock, giving it extra downs. Man, this is proof everywhere.
And then on top of that, sorry, Pops, go ahead. And then on top of that, again, this is something you can legitimately look up. And like I said, I'm not going to take the time right now to look it up now. If you don't think it's not true,
Let them do it if they want to.
then I'll let you go fact check it, because that's what fact checking is. I'm not trying to be. I mean,
I understand what you're saying.
but my point is, in somewhere between 2009 and 2012.
I just don't understand how people can say there's no proof when it's player proof.
So sometime between 2009 and 2012, somewhere around in there, it's legitimately the listing of organized sports in the United States of America, and how they have to be listed for tax purposes, to have franchises in their leagues and all that stuff. They intentionally, purposely went and changed their listing in their category from sport to sports entertainment. If you don't believe me, that's fine. Go look it up. And once you look it up and you realize, you're going to be like, oh crap, they did. And they fall into the category of WWE and roller derby. And some of the other sports that are sports entertainment.
NFL not like that.
No, Sharon, it ain't just you. A lot of people are saying that it's not.
I don't think
it ain't just you.
I don't think it's just back to that point.
So now we can speculate on to what degree.
I think it's the outcome.
It might be.
I didn't say it was. I was told it was rigged, and I believe it's rigged. I didn't say to what degree. I just said rigged.
Yeah, to the
I didn't say
degree.
it's rigged this much. It's rigged this. I said rigged. That was it.
Here's another thing, Sharon, and I'm pretty sure you can find somebody that still got this tweet.
Hold on. Let me just say this real quick.
Is Chris gonna get done? I think y'all.
Yeah. Let me just say this real quick.
I don't think it.
I believe what it is. Just my opinion. I believe what it is. They let them play live games.
Yeah.
And then in certain situations, they choose according to how the crowd is going, how the outcome is going to go out. They'll change a play here or there, move the clock here or there.
Yeah, because they have
affected. That's what I believe.
Because they have contingencies to let that game go either way. This is my opinion. And here's the other thing too. Do you remember Ron, Chris, Stephen Corley, Brandon? Pretty sure Stephen and Brandon remember this too. Do you remember the infamous Jacksonville Jaguar New England Patriots AFC Championship game when the Jacksonville Jaguars was beating the dog crap out of New England Patriots, right? Yep. And then all of a sudden they came out in the third and fourth quarter, and Jacksonville Jaguars couldn't do nothing. And all of a sudden the Patriots miraculously come back and win again. After the game, Jalen Ramsey put up a tweet that says, at halftime, Coach, what was his name at the time?
Don't remember. Bro.
Anyway, came into the locker room and told us, guys, we have to give the game to the Patriots. We have to give the game up. We didn't want to do it, but we had to give it up. So even ESPN and NFL Network was saying, y'all, okay, this is an interesting tweet.
This ain't the only one. It's a lot of players that came out even after playing saying it's rigged.
Yeah, this is Jalen Ramsey. Hold on for a second. This is Jalen Ramsey. Put this tweet up. We think this is kind of interesting, and we can't believe it, but we're going to read this for you. And this is on national TV. And lo and behold, 10 minutes later, the tweet disappears, and he was made to take it down. And then when he was asked about it, he was saying, "I'm just no comment. I'm just not going to talk about it." So that's coming from a player inside the league during and then right after a live AFC Championship game.
They like us, like they couldn't do.
And the thing about it is, was actually some people saw it and actually screenshotted it and saved it and still have it to this day. So it's not just something that I'm making up.
It was a running back that played for Chicago Bears, and he played for the Texans.
Yeah.
And he came out and said every year they give the players a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's Patrick's phone.
And say what
one of them.
players they got to get injured, they got to do this.
I think it's leaning forward.
They got to get this
Like, pull it
many
back
yards.
Yeah, that's what it is.
He said it.
Mm.
And
I thought it was
there were a
all right.
couple more players that came out.
At least now we know.
Yeah. Yeah, I see your comment, Sharon. You do remember that. So
Aaron Foster. You talking about Aaron Foster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sharon, I see your comment. You said yes, I remember. So now that you remember that, Sharon, what do you have to say about that? That's just like when stuff like that happens and players come out and say it. You got to believe the players.
Sharon be taking this personal. Boy, nobody going to her personal. It's a personal.
No. It's not talking about it in general. Just talk about it in general.
She said nobody said you made it up. Level. You can believe what you want. Okay.
I tend to try to stick to facts these days. You
got it, sister.
Now, here's the thing, Sharon. What you're doing, you're going through what Travis went through, and then what I went through, and eventually Dad's gonna get there. When you realize that this game is scripted, and that it's not on the up and up, and then you have to come to terms with that in your heart and in your mind. That's rough, because this is your sport that you love. And when you come to terms with that and can accept that, at least to an extent.
I'm just reading your comments, Sharon. It seems like it. That's all.
Yeah, and to an extent that. Yeah, Vegas is involved.
I apologize.
The Vegas is involved. The mafia is involved. And then there are other people that have their hands in it. There are investors that have their hands in it.
Easy.
Sorry. But anyway.
You gotta say allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
That protects you right there.
Allegedly.
There you go.
Allegedly, these people are involved.
You can't just say
sorry. Allegedly, these people are involved. And then on top of that, don't throw in the alleged involvement of the Illuminati. You had freaking Ice Spice on here throwing up Baphomet signs and upside down crosses on the camera.
Where they be going?
I'm just saying, it's like
We ain't gotta go that deep.
I think we just lost this show.
There's an agenda.
Let's wait for the episode.
But anyway, so that being said, I'm just gonna leave that right there. Chris, Ron, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ron. You gonna say something? Then we'll get back to Chris.
I forgot now. You two
guys are going at it. I can't even get it edgewise. Y'all know that?
Well,
you were saying Aaron Foster.
Hey, Sharon, I like wrestling too, and I know it's not real, but it's entertainment. I still follow it. So
I don't believe in wrestling no more.
Well, it's been a lot of football players when they retired.
Yeah.
Came out and saying it read. They give you a list what they want you to do. You either get injured on this week. You come back and that week, then you hit 1,000 yards and get injured again. They said it. It's different players speak out about
a lot of them spoke on it. Some of them got podcasts on YouTube talking about this still to this day.
Right. But the last
our former player, Ryan, Jalen Collins, cornerback, said on his podcast, they give out a script in preseason of what's going to happen for that year.
Right. So they
said people don't want to believe it. And then what Sharon is saying, I hear what you're saying, Sharon, but I think it just comes down to if you really find out that it's rigged, you can't face that. So you don't want to believe that it's real. So I get it. I was the same way.
And then it's truly entertainment at that point. Yeah. So, but anyway.
So let me say this, guys.
Go ahead, Pops.
If this thing is really true, and all that's going on, I told y'all a while back, you take the Dallas Cowboys. I'm still gonna say this because nobody wants to give this. They're playing in the NFL too, but for some reason, all the stuff that comply to all the teams don't comply to the Dallas Cowboys. That's just how this thing is. Wait a minute, let me finish. I'm gonna get it now because you guys have been doing this for a while. Okay, Dallas Cowboys winning every game over 30 points or so. They get into the playoffs with the second seed. They play a team that's number 7. And that's what remember that was. Mm-hmm. And then they get to play the Cowboys. The Cowboys got all those ads. They ain't been beat at home. All of a sudden, they don't do nothing. Now, you gonna sit there and tell me you don't see that being stripped? People like to bet on the Dallas Cowboys Vegas. Allegedly. Suppose everybody probably went for the Cowboys because they showed that they worth. All of a sudden, the Cowboys didn't do anything that game. Not nothing. So you mean to tell me they know people gonna believe everything they say about the Cowboys? That's why they don't want nobody to look at it. But you know what? Jerry Jones is smart. He's got the #1 franchise in the NFL. He got the best entertainment status. Jerry Jones smart. You mean to tell me he ain't smart enough to figure out what he need to do when it comes to the playoff to get beat like he did? I'm telling you again, Cowboys are supposed to lose that game because everybody betting on them. So you guys thinking about all this stuff, if that's true, why not Cowboys supposed to not do anything on the playoff? Why do you think that didn't happen?
Well, I'll say this, Pops. I'll say this.
Well, now you're gonna change the game.
I'll say this.
See, that's bad.
Hey, you didn't know what I'm finna say.
I know you.
Okay, like I said, I know you are, right?
No, but it's what you have to say all day long.
Now, you don't have no idea where I'm finna go.
I don't know.
All right, now I'm finna say this. Green Bay told y'all, step outside. Now, whoop both of your asses like you stole something. That's what they told you.
It ain't even funny. All I'm saying is this. If everything read like you said it is,
5 heartbeats.
if everything read like you said it is, would that be the perfect strip for Cowboys to come in and just flop? Y'all don't see the strip there? Because it's a Cowboy. I think they feel like ain't no thing. You can't be one way and then be another way.
They're doing y'all like that because they feel like y'all won enough for a while. Let somebody else win. That's probably why.
You know, this is.
Does that make sense though?
This is sad. What makes sense is this. Cowboys is in the strip. They say, well, you know, we let y'all lose for a while because we know eventually.
Nathan said, Pops, nope.
I don't understand how y'all can say y'all believe it's rigged, but yet when it comes to that team there, y'all say it ain't. I don't get it, man.
I'll say
it's
this.
some crazy stuff. You can't say anything. You said rigged.
Chris, before you come in, I'll say this, Pops. It's hard to accept this.
But it ain't rigged.
The only thing.
Why is it rigged for everybody except Cowboys?
The only thing that.
Y'all see the praises there?
No, it's rigged for everybody.
Chris and all of y'all
Now, I'll say this.
Brandon, y'all gonna see this thing.
Pops.
They were sitting there talking about how it was rigged and how all the teams supposed to lose this and that. I said Cowboys
for y'all.
I said Cowboys, they changed their attitude.
Pops.
What is Pops talking about?
Pops, this is hard. This is hard for you to get.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm talking about y'all say the rigged. The only Cowboys you make excuses.
The takeaway I can do is this. The takeaway that I can do is this.
Chris, it's about like you said a while back. When it comes to Cowboys and Dak Prescott, they change this up.
No, I don't change up. It's rigged for everybody.
Y'all just did it in front of everybody.
No.
You start making fun of all. You know what they said. No. All right.
The other thing, Chris, real quick. Come on. This is the only thing I'm gonna say. The only thing that me and Pops can take away is that there are 70s teams, or 80s teams, or 90s teams, or 2000s teams, and our 2010 teams were legitimate teams before this started happening.
I didn't say that, guy. That's him.
But I'm saying it for the Steelers. So
yeah, I ain't said it for the Cowboys.
Ben's 2 championships, Bradshaw's 4 championships, all of our AFC and Super Bowl appearances between all that time were legitimate up until.
He got off the subject. Y'all see that?
All the way up until about.
It ain't rigged.
Really, about 2011, 2010.
It ain't rigged no more now.
What I'm saying is,
I think when it became rigged, it had to be somewhere around 2012.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, that's when they changed the category.
I get it.
When my friend told me
it was rigged when everybody played. When Dallas played, it wasn't rigged. They thought it to be rigged.
In 2016, my friend told me that. So that was right before we went to the Super Bowl. So
yeah. So
when Cowboy played, it wasn't rigged.
So.
But when Cowboys got through playing,
your championships are legitimate, Pops.
Yeah, nobody's saying.
We talking about championship. We talking about right now, Patrick.
Yeah, we're not saying it was rigged back then. I'm saying
we talking about. Patrick said that back then. I'm talking about now.
All right. So while I throw up
don't chance me into that thing. I'm talking about now. That's Patrick.
Well, I'll throw up another couple of comments.
But go ahead and get the comments.
Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
Nah, but I don't want to say it is rigged, but. To that effect, I don't know if y'all have seen when I don't remember exactly what year it was, and I'm not saying it just because it's the Cowboys or
anything. But y'all see how everybody changed? That's messed up.
Nobody changed anything. I don't know what you're saying.
Chris is talking.
I don't want Pops to go off on a tangent or anything like that, but there was an interview. There was an interview where they are interviewing Jason Witten after a playoff loss.
I seen it. I seen you know I saw Chris.
Dez is in the background. Dez is in the background, and he's yelling it from the top of his lungs. Then folks don't want Them folks said it ain't part of the script. Them folks ain't part of the script.
Jason did that.
No, they're interviewing Jason, and then Jason,
I know in the background, yeah.
they stop it, and then they put the camera on Dez, and Dez is pretty upset. And they start filming Dez, and they're telling Dez, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Dez disappears from the league. So
Think about
he
it.
kind of he started speaking up on up to the point that y'all are saying that it was scripted and this, that, and the other. He does start speaking up, but come on, man. At the end of the day, like Dez was pretty much in his prime at that time. There was no reason for Dez to get pushed out of the league around that time.
I agree.
There is no reason for that. You know why? Because if you know, I don't know if you know, but Dez holds the record for most touchdowns by any wide receiver except a Cowboy, and he did that within half the time of being in the NFL.
Yeah.
Not yards. We're talking about touchdowns, pure touchdowns. He holds the record for the most touchdowns by a Cowboy, by a Dallas Cowboy. And for him to get pushed out of the league because he started getting vocal about the script, with the so-called script and all that stuff, and he started saying this and he started saying that, and you can see it, like that boy still bro.
He still had it.
Yeah.
I told you.
Nobody else.
Yeah.
There's nobody else in the league that can match his physicality. And that
At that time.
Yeah, they wanted to silence him. They wanted to silence him. That's why they did
And
that.
Chris, the answer what you saying?
Don't get me wrong. His route running sucked.
Oh, I don't think so.
He couldn't run a route to save his life. But you put that.
But it's
man,
his
you put
50-50
that
balls.
man-
Yeah, he wasn't the best route runner, but his physicality was
So
there.
who's gonna get that?
Guys, I seen Dak throw something to Dez, and Dez was doing fake and got
All
fall.
right, let's go ahead. Let's go let Chris finish. Go ahead, Chris.
You put that man in less than 20 yards from the end zone. I promise you, Dad's gonna get in that box for you. No matter where you throw that ball. And it's crazy. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying. That's why I say it. Do I believe it's fully scripted to an extent? Yes, no. But Dez does speak on it, and Jason Witten did come off the camera and tell Dez to shut up. Like, he told him straight up, "Hey, you need to be quiet. Stop that shit. I'm trying to help you. You're my boy. We boys, bro. I don't want nothing to happen to you."
You want the smoke for him? Yeah, that's right.
That happens.
So
what happened?
Dez was gone after that.
So Sharon, there's your answer, Sharon.
He played one more year after that, Chris. One more year. That's when they played Green Bay. That catch when he did 3 steps and then he went across. They said it was a drop.
There's no proof. But
that script said no. He's not gonna get no matter what. That was 3 steps, brother.
So Sharon said,
there's no proof.
And
Sharon said, "Yep, Chris, you're right about that. I questioned why he was pushed out or why he was out too, but yep, that's the answer. Chris is telling you."
Green Bay, even Mike Carthy said that catch Dez caught, said it was a catch. Quarterback said it was a catch. They know it, but the script said no. If you go back and look at that play, you will see him run 3 steps for that ball, and then the ball never hit the ground. He went in his own.
So now you on board with the script, right?
No, we know some of that stuff is off. I agree with you without all of it. I think it's the outcome. That's what I think. Now, allegedly.
Okay.
I think honestly, at the end of the day, look, Dez came down with the ball. He should have came down with the ball. He wanted to be the hero.
He did come down with it.
Look, he should have never done that. At the end of the day, you got to leave without a question of a doubt. Look,
he was trying to get a touchdown. He was reaching for a touchdown, bro.
I know. I understand that. You saying the same thing I'm saying.
Man.
You saying the exact same thing I'm saying. But instead of being the hero, you got Tony Romo as the quarterback. One of the best quarterbacks that Dallas has had. I'm not saying he's the best, just one of the best.
Dez was the playmaker.
I'm not even a Romo fan. Let's get that out the way. But you give that ball to Romo on the 2-yard line or 1-yard line or whatever the hell they're going to give it to him at.
Right.
They would have eaten up some of that clock. Now, let's not to say that your boy on the other end wasn't going to be able to score.
Come back, Aaron.
There was a lot of freaking time on that clock.
Right.
The freaking kryptonite for the Cowboys for the goddamn 20 years has been the goddamn Green Bay
Packers.
So I mean, you could take that you could slice it however you want, but at the end of the day, if Dez just comes down with the ball, we're there with it. It's a catch instead of trying to be the hero. That's it.
Let me say this, Chris.
It was a catch. I'm not saying it wasn't a catch.
But Chris,
Had he not tried to be the hero, I think the outcome of that game wouldn't have been what it was, but I think it would have been a little bit different. That's it.
okay, let me add on to what you just said. He wasn't trying to be a hero. Bells were playing that game where the Panthers came up and Romo looked at Dad. You know what Romo told Dad? You the number one player. You the playmaker. Act like it. He told him that in that game. Dad went and done what a number one player do. He tried to go for the touchdown. People that go close to the touchdown and just fall, Dad ain't like that. All the big time guys, they go for that end zone. Dad was trying to do like he did on every play he did in all that year. Dad caught that ball and dived out for the touchdown. That wasn't him trying to be a hero. That's Dad's pride. Every time Dad got the ball, he gave it all. He gave it all. So you say you're trying to be a hero? No, he wasn't. Romo's the hero because Romo throwing it out there to him. Dad part became in then. Romo supposed to give the ball to him. Romo was the hero. He gave it to him. Dad part started then. To be the end it up, he had to get that ball across the end zone. Because Dad know if the NFL get a chance, they not gonna let you get that touchdown. Dad knew that. That's why you heard him say it in the background. So if you look at that game good, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, and he laughed about it. He said, "You want to be straight?" He said, "Dad's got the touchdown." Mike McCarthy was the coach. He said, "Dad's got the touchdown." Everybody said, "Well, man, that was scripted. He wasn't gonna get regardless." They're supposed to not. He's supposed to fell short when he tried to go that touchdown, and they got him for it.
All right. And
Go ahead on.
now, if anybody else wants to jump in, Sharon, I sent you an invite. It would be a lot easier than posting the comment stuff. But then again, some people can't. If it's not what's the word I'm looking for?
You gotta look at nothing. We say
plausible to come in, then it might not be the best time. But nonetheless, still trying to keep up with the comments.
If you want to come in, basically what you're saying.
So, and she says, tell me why they script it for the Rams to win that Super Bowl of all teams. Why them?
Money.
Just their time.
Money. It's money and time. Money and time.
You got to think now. Didn't the Rams move into the new stadium at that time?
Yeah.
Didn't they move from?
Shortly after it.
Didn't they move from St. Louis back out to LA?
That's what I was telling
Las
Sharon.
Vegas.
I think they did that. Pick
not the
random
Raiders,
teams.
the Rams.
They did that to pick random teams
They went out to Las
to
Vegas.
throw people off
called Los Angeles
knowing that it
Rams.
was rigged. It's just it's your turn, one of them type things.
But think about it, the market for Los Angeles, and then this is why a lot of St. Louis fans were so ticked off too. Is the market in Los Angeles is a lot better than the market in St. Louis.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean the fans are better. It just means in terms of marketability, bringing in money, putting seats in, and a lot of tourists are down in Los Angeles. There's a lot more tourists down in Los Angeles at any given time of year than it is in St. Louis, Missouri. And that's just the bottom line. So, and plus, Los Angeles Rams has more of a ring to it in the mainstream media than St. Louis.
We won it in both cities.
Yeah. But you know what I'm trying to say. When you won it in the St. Louis, it wasn't rigged. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Because it was in the late 90s, right?
Yeah.
98, 99?
They don't won two since then. That's all they got though.
No, it was 2000.
Or 2000.
No, I'm talking about it was in the 2000s.
2006 or something like that.
Was it that late?
Yeah.
Okay, well anyway.
I think
So,
it was
but in any case, it wasn't.
Somewhere around there.
Brandon, chime in, bro.
And in any case, it wasn't rigged in, Brandon. You know what I'm saying? So that was what I call legitimate. But anyway, let's step back into.
Yeah.
She say we reaching now.
Let's step back into pretending.
Stop.
Pretending, or let's step back into
I'm reading the comments.
regular. Let's step back into regular football talk, or pretending that it's not scripted, or saying it's not scripted.
Well, let's just get into the football talk.
And get back into that, so we get
And it's allegedly
changing gears.
We should be saying allegedly.
But all right, I've been saying allegedly. All right, but moving on. Let's get to the firing of Steve Wilkes. Do y'all think that was justified in Steve Wilkes?
I don't think so.
Having a number 3 defense, ending up with a number 3
Number three defense got
in San
fired.
Francisco, and getting fired for San Francisco.
But they needed a scapegoat.
Can I go first?
They needed a scapegoat.
Let's let Ron go. He got his hand.
Go ahead, Ron.
I think Shanahan did that because he trying to get the heat off of.
He needed a scapegoat. They need a scapegoat, man.
He gonna say Shanahan said, well, they blaming me, but I finna get the heat off of me.
Exactly.
And my defensive coordinator. So
And Chris, Cowboys are talking to that guy right now.
I think it messed up. We've been saying this. Why black head coaches or defensive coordinators get the shit up end of the stick for the past 5 years? I really think it messed up.
Yeah, and this is my thing. So if he was the scapegoat and it wasn't justified, then why did they fire him?
They were trying to make him a scapegoat, right?
Do y'all think it was racially motivated in any kind of way?
I don't think it was that, no.
I just think that Shanahan trying to get the heat off of him.
A scapegoat. That wasn't a racist thing.
No, that's what I'm saying, but
Yeah, I don't think it was racist.
That was scapegoat right there.
just ask, just the question.
Yeah.
They gotta have a reason for keep getting there, not punching through.
And here's the thing about
But
it.
it's Shanahan's third time, and why no accountability falling on him?
And they all talking about him right now.
This is my thing.
They don't think he can win the big one.
If they don't think he can win the big one, then shouldn't they fire him?
It's coming.
Yeah, but here's the thing too.
He is kind of a winning coach right now, though.
He is, but
I don't want to get rid of a winning coach now.
Listen, that was a firing of opportunity, guys. And what I mean by that is, when you look at that game, when we step back into this type of looking at the game, in that game, the opportunity came for Shanahan when it was all said and done to say, what part of this game can we look at that we can say kind of faltered, slacked, failed or whatever. No, the defense let them down a little bit at the end. That's just the point. That's the point about it, because they were giving Kansas City 3 and outs the whole 2.5 quarters, and then Kansas City kind of started getting something going right at halftime a little bit, and then again toward the end of the third quarter. And then all of a sudden, in the third quarter, fourth quarter, it's like they couldn't do anything to stop them. So it appeared that the defense started to falter at the end of the game, and that was Kyle Shanahan's opportunity to say, okay, I can use that. The defense kind of faltered at the end of the game, so that means that the defense coordinator wasn't doing his job, or wasn't doing a good enough job to suffice losing us this game in this big moment. So
and then receivers dropped a lot of balls.
Use that opportunity.
They dropped a few balls they shouldn't have.
I just think it messed up the way they did that, man. It all messed up.
He gonna land on his feet because Cowboys trying to talk with him. And some other teams trying to talk with him already. He gonna be okay. He gonna fall right back on his feet.
To be honest, I think he should be a head coach in the NFL.
Well, he'll end up somewhere. He'll end on his feet. Like I said, we interviewed him.
He won't be head coach, but he'll end up assistant or
he'll end up somewhere
coach
for sure. He's too good of a coach not to. You got your defense playing lights out like that all year, and you get fired. That don't even make sense.
That don't make sense, guys.
Sharon's saying the same thing we are. She doesn't think it was justified, which we don't either, but she doesn't think it's racially motivated.
No, I don't either.
Which
somebody need a scapegoat. They need a scapegoat. They need a scapegoat. Somebody had to be fault. Because the bottom line is still, Shanahan, as winners as he are, he done went to the Super Bowl 3 times, guys, and can't punch through.
He can't get it done.
And I don't care how far you go. If you don't win the Super Bowl, it's a bust.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. It sounds like another team that I know. They keep doing that.
But Cowboys keep doing it.
But they can't break through.
But Cowboys keep doing it.
Okay.
Let me go address the elephant in the room. I know, but we were talking about
let me settle this once for all.
I know you're going to do that.
Ron, Chris, Sharon, Brandon, Steven, everybody that's out there in Facebook land with us right now.
I never said a name.
All I'm saying is this. I don't think that we can diminish a team that goes to a Super Bowl or conference championship and doesn't win it, or doesn't win a conference championship, or doesn't win a Super Bowl, and try to diminish what they did just because my team exited the first round year after year after year after year. And it seems that's what some Dallas fans do. At the end of the day, this is my question. Which season and which result of a season is better? A first round exit or conference championship or slash Super Bowl. At the end of the day, you can try to take that away from that team that got farther all you want to, but that's a better season, and they did better than your team. Even if they don't win the Super Bowl, that team is still better. So San Francisco, Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, Detroit Lions, those teams were better than the Dallas Cowboys this year. You can't diminish the fact that 2 of those teams or 4 of those teams out of the 6 didn't win a Super Bowl. They still did better than the Dallas Cowboys because the Dallas Cowboys exited the first freaking round.
Okay, let me go.
And now he's going to try to argue that. But go ahead, Chris.
Patrick, I'm going to tell you something. This is where this thing works.
Go ahead.
Wait a minute now. I'm going to rebut what you said before you go.
I asked him the question.
Patrick, I got the ball. See, this is how this thing go, guys. He'll use his ball and say all he can bad about the Cowboys. You know what he do then? He'll cut me off trying to give it to y'all. That don't work like that. Don't talk show. Go over your show. That don't. If somebody says something bad about a team, it comes to point to, but somebody got to rebuttal.
Yeah, you got the right.
That's fair.
For sure.
So what Patrick didn't want me to say is this. Yeah, he made some few points, but you know what he left out? You got to ask yourself, did they win at the end? Did they win? How many rings did San Francisco got? How many did Dallas got? That's what you need to ask yourself. Okay, you say Dak Prescott, he ain't got in the Super Bowl yet. No, he haven't. San Francisco, they've been in the Super Bowl, they ain't won it yet. Dak been there about 3 or 4 times. San Francisco been about 3 or 4 times. Guys, I don't care how far you go in life. The whole idea about life is that you win. You don't get nothing but almost and close. NFL is like this. If they give you an opportunity, you don't take it, they'll come down on your heart and they'll say, you can't win the big one. That's what they saying about San Francisco right now. Shanahan, one of the winningest coaches of all time. Guys, he cannot seem to get in the Super Bowl. Now you can talk all you want about Cowboys got beat in the first round. It doesn't matter. Cowboys got 5, San Francisco got 5. You know what really matters here? we actually thought San Francisco was going to do something this time. But I told you that they couldn't beat the Kansas City. So guys, Patrick, when you was talking, I wasn't breathing anything. I let you talk. That's disrespect, bro. But see, he can't do me like I done him, see. Guys, the bottom line is this right here. Sooner or later, you're going to have to look up, and I don't care how you look up and everything. Sooner or later, you're going to get fact with facts either. Lamar Jackson, I would say pound for pound, probably the best quarterback, pound for pound with what he does in the NFL. But he haven't won a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson won the MVP. Dak Prescott was right on his behind. If he had missed, if Dak had got into the playoff just like he did, there was no chance he'd have won. But y'all keep putting the Dallas Cowboys. You know why? Because it's fashion. Y'all put these guys down because it's fashion. But you know what the bottom line is? There ain't a team in the NFL hit that playoff 24/7 like they do. And sooner or later they gonna get it. They gonna get it eventually. Now I'll tell you something. No running. Dak did this without a running game, without another receiver, without a good defense linebacker. Instead of having a linebacker, his number 1 quarterback was out. Dak did all that without those guys. But I tell you what, keep putting down his Cowboys down, but sooner or later you're gonna look up and Cowboys gonna be in the Super Bowl. And then I'm gonna remember this. You that said that Dak would never get into the Super Bowl, never win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna get laugh on that because Dak is too darn good not to. He came in second on MVP over all the other quarterbacks. But that don't mean nothing, do it? You guys is deep breathing and you're all hyped. But you know what, guys? The bottom line is, you can't put this guy down. This guy done earned this. He done earned them tokens. And it's sad that you guys won't give a guy props.
All right.
It's sad. Now we done with that. Go to the next subject.
Nope, we're not done with it yet. Chris wanted to say something, and then Ron is next.
I got a softball because I got a girl in my family. We don't play football, so we play softball. But I got the ball right now, Pop.
I was gonna say something, but I ain't gonna say it. I was gonna say something. You know what I was gonna say.
Hey, you covered it up, Chris. You said I got a girl in my family, so.
I got softball because my little one, she plays softball, you know. So.
Go ahead, brother.
But let me tell you something. It's a funny story you say that because I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. So that night that the Niners lost, right?
Yeah.
My girl's a Niners fan. And she tells me like this, damn, Is this what it feels like to be a night? Is this what it feels like to? Is this what it feels
nowhere.
like
Yo,
to be
yo,
a
can't hear him.
Sorry, Patrick coughed in my face.
Can't hear you, man.
I'm sorry, man. Patrick coughed all in my face.
That is like the urge just came out of nowhere.
So my girl, she's a Niners fan. She goes, "Damn, is this how it feels like when the Cowboys lose?"
You should have said yes. You
I said no. This is how it feels like because the Cowboys don't ever make the Super Bowl. This is worse for y'all because y'all done went to the Super Bowl 3 times in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
And that's awful.
That's a good way to put it.
That's awful, dude.
Hey, it doesn't hurt this bad because we don't ever make it to the Super Bowl. We don't ever get that far.
That's true.
I ain't gonna argue.
All right, Ron, go ahead, Ron.
That's good, Chris.
My thing is, should they fire Kyle Shanahan?
You asking us?
Yeah.
I'll tell you no because he's one of the most winningest coaches in the NFL. This guy just got to the freaking Super Bowl. No, they should fire him.
But
They got to tune him up and find out why they not
Super
winning.
Bowl or bust, though, right?
Yeah,
Is that what you say?
He said they fire him. That's what he said.
Should they fire Kyle Shanahan?
No, that's mine. Let Travis answer.
Me, what I would have done is, if you going to make it right, you don't fire nobody. Keep everybody there. Then that would have made it right. Cause for you firing Steve Wilkes, that makes you look guilty. Cause you're trying to make somebody a scapegoat, and that's the problem I have.
Right.
The dude had a lights out defense all year. Why would you fire him? That don't even make no sense. So that's what makes me look at Shanahan differently now.
Yeah.
I was really respecting him before this, but now that you fire Steve Wilkes, I'm looking at him sideways now.
Right.
I've been looking at his sideways.
Well,
I get it, but I'm just saying, like, I was actually, for him still. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, I can't rock with him.
I gotta touch on something real quick because
But you got to answer the question. He want you to answer that.
But I wouldn't fire him though because he just got the Super Bowl. I
He
still
want you to
would
know
fire him.
what you fired. He said.
if they were stuck in mediocrity like we were,
Just answer the question.
do I not have the right to answer the question the way I want to answer it?
Just say yes or no, bro.
No, I'm not gonna say yes or no.
I'm not anxious to see what he gonna say.
You beat no tables now?
I ain't been out Paul like that like that. That wasn't beat no tail. I was moving, man. I didn't beat. I moved like that.
Nah, you beat no tables.
No, I did not. No, I
What
did.
you say, Pat?
No, I did not.
If they were stuck in mediocrity and either barely making the playoffs or just non-losing seasons, quote unquote, like us, yes. But what justifies keeping them is that they made it to 3 Super Bowls in a decade,
Yeah.
or in what 7 years or whatever.
You gotta keep him.
So if you're winning the NFC championship, if you're winning 12, 13 games and you're making the Super Bowl, and then it's not like you're getting blown out in the Super Bowl. These are close games. Yeah, that justifies keeping them. Does that mean that he should have got rid of Wilkes? No, that's not justified. But in terms of firing him, no.
This my whole thing. Every year we see somebody else go to the Super Bowl. Every other year, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's my thing too, Ron. This what I'll say too about that. What he should have did was come out in the press conference and be like, when they asked him questions about what this team have to do to get over the hump, he should have been like, just being honest, been like, I don't know, but we got to figure it out. And we will figure it out. This is a great team. We're not firing nobody here. This is a great staff. We're going to come back, regroup, and figure it out next year. And move on. That's what it should have been. And then that would have made it right.
Like the Cowboys did. They came out and said the same thing he just said. We'll figure it out.
This is my whole thing. We get to the big dance, but you can't win. Why keep on keeping the same old people?
Well, because this goes back to what I was saying earlier.
Let me say this real quick. Well, Sharon,
He ain't done.
hold on, man. Well, what I'll say this, Sharon. Yeah, Ron hates Shanahan, but all the Falcon fans hate Shanahan. They've been hating Shanahan since the Super Bowl.
But y'all just cut him off.
So that's nothing new. But go ahead, continue.
Why keep on keeping?
See how you go right back to that? It's easy, it's simple. That's how you
Still
do
cut him
it.
off.
Go right back to it,
Why
Ron.
keep on keeping the same old people?
I can answer it.
Wait,
because-
I'm not finished.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Go ahead, Ron.
If you cannot win the big game, why keep on keeping this man? For what?
Cause he's getting them there. He is getting them there.
Are you finished? Or cause you? Okay. All right. Because he's getting them to a Super Bowl and they're competing.
Don't you want to win the Super Bowl?
It's hard to beat Mahomes.
Yeah, but here's the thing about it is you can't have an opportunity. You can't have an opportunity to win the Super Bowl if you don't go.
Yeah, and it's hard to beat Mahomes.
And it's hard to beat Mahomes. So with that being said,
and that script, it's hard.
So with that being said, he's getting them to the Super Bowl, and these are close games. Like Travis tells me with Mike Tomlin. This is the only thing. That when Travis says this, I'm just like, well, this is the only thing that you can say that's got to make me think.
No, that's all Falcon fans, Sharon. That's all.
Here's my question. What's the alternative for them? Who they gonna go out and get to put them over that hump?
Bill Belichick. Next.
Belichick is done. You see what he did with Belichick. Here's the thing about Belichick. You're talking about trying to take a coach that had a certain type of method of coaching, a certain system, and that's a totally different system over there with Kyle Shanahan and what they got in San Francisco. You don't even know if that's going to work.
You don't know if it's not.
So with that being said, you don't know if it's not going to work, but you don't know if it is going to work. But my point is, what's a guaranteed alternative that's guaranteed, fail-proof, 100%? That you make this change at coaching, and then the next year it's without fail. It's 100%.
It's gonna probably be worse.
I can answer that.
Probably won't get there.
It's gonna be worse in my opinion. Go ahead, Chris.
So I'm gonna kind of just throw that out there. Throw this out there real quick. So if the Dallas Cowboy defense was so atrocious and it was one and done. No, hold on, wait. If it was one and done for so many years, how did Dan Quinn end up getting a head coaching job?
You asking me or you asking us?
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's
it. I'm not asking anybody in
let me answer it then.
I'm just saying if the Dallas Cowboys was as atrocious as everybody says and claims to be, how did Dan Quinn get a head coaching job?
Y'all want to answer?
That's you.
Let me answer you.
Ron said you want to answer first. No. Go ahead, Pops. And then Ron, hold that thought.
I'll let him answer first.
No, it's yours. You're a coach.
Okay,
let him answer.
Listen, Dan Quinn got a head coach job from who? From over who? Who is the head coach for? Dan Quinn.
I'm just saying, but
I'm just asking you. He did get a head coach job, but who
Atlanta,
is
wasn't it?
Wait.
But regardless of who it is, brother.
Are you talking about this year?
You talking about this year, right?
What are you saying? Make
This year,
make it more clear, bro. What are you saying?
I was assuming you're talking about this year.
Are you saying before he came to us? Or are you saying going to Washington? What are you saying, Ron?
No, I'm talking about
Chris asked that.
Chris, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You said how did he get a coach? Head coach.
My fault, Ron. My fault, Ron.
The team is. No. Hold on. Regardless of who the team is, if he was as atrocious as everybody says he was, or the defense was as atrocious as everybody tries to claim to be, how did he get a head coaching job?
Okay, so what Travis asked you, and I'm asking the same thing. Is you talking about this year or when he was with the Atlanta Falcons? It depends. So which one you talking about?
Brother, I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody tries to claim that the Dallas Cowboys defense sucks. That it was sorry.
Yeah.
That the Dak.
Okay.
The only reason why Dak was the Dallas Cowboys were who they were is because of Dak and this, that, and the other. And you can make a million excuses for that. Right? So if the defense for the Dallas Cowboys wasn't the number one defense in the league, and it was as atrocious as everybody claims to be, how did he become the head coach of the Washington Redskins? How?
Because the Washington Commanders, the reason he's the head coach, because they reaching in the dark right now. They need something to bring them up. They need something to make them happy. And that's why I'm being honest with you, bro. Look at Washington. There was nothing going right for them. Nothing. So they needed something. So they looked at the Dallas Cowboys, see how good he had that Cowboy team playing. They say, now we can get with him, and nothing else he can help us with defense if he can't do a good coach. Because with the Atlanta Falcons, he did go to where he supposed to go. He just didn't win. So they looking at him up to date and say, well, that defense was pretty darn good. So if we get it, we gonna get two of that world. We'll have a guy that went to the Super Bowl, we'll have a guy that had the best defense. So they picked him up open. Just a little change for a team is better than none at all. So yeah, that was a good move for their part. Cause Dan Quinn ain't no chump. No, Dan Quinn is a good coach. I don't know why people saying that. He's a good coach, probably one of the best defensive mind, one of them out there. So yeah, they got Dan Quinn because Dan Quinn will make a difference. Washington Commanders gonna be a good team next year. Cause they already had a good defense. They already had good points. Everybody know the Washington Commanders had a good defense. They just kind of fell off and got hurt. But that team gonna be something to go with next year. Washington see Dan Quinn will make sure of that. Now head coach, I don't know about him being a head coach because last time I seen him as head coach, that didn't feel so good. But yeah, it did.
All right. Real quick before Ryan goes.
You feeling me, right?
So, no, because he asked if they were so atrocious and so bad. No, but then you said that they had a very good defense, and so that was part of the reason.
I said first year, they went all the way to the Super Bowl. I mean, they ain't got them to the Super Bowl.
No, I'm talking about with Dallas.
And I said, but this year,
with the
he
Dallas,
had one of the best defense.
With the Dallas Cowboys.
Man, everything I said was on point. You know it. What did you know?
No, but he was saying that if you were saying earlier in the season, you were saying earlier in the season how bad the defense was.
I never said how bad Dallas was. I always back on their defense.
You have.
No.
So you gonna sit here and say you have not said that they were?
That's why everybody on this set gets on me because I always talk good about the Cowboys. But our defense let us down. But I never said we had a bad defense. You dog, I didn't say that. And I'm not gonna say it all up to them. I know I didn't. You guys get on me because I'm always bragging on our team. So that's crap. Don't even try to say I said we had a bad defense. I don't even talk like that. Okay. About the Cowboys, I don't even talk like that.
What do you think?
Well, I didn't say that.
Okay, then what do you think Dan Quinn's gonna do with Washington?
I think Dan Quinn's gonna make a big difference in Washington. I think being a head coach, he gonna have a hand in that. He gonna have a hand in that defense. I know he is. Right. He picking his own defensive people right now.
Totally opposite, but it's okay.
So no, it ain't. You said how he gonna do with the Washington Commanders. I said he gonna make a difference in it.
Okay, let me recap some stuff.
Tonight, you asked me tonight, and I told you.
Let me recap some stuff. Dan Quinn messed up the playoff game because he was so occupied with interviews and not being focused.
He said, "How you gonna do?"
No, this is what you were saying, Pop. And so it was Dan Quinn's fault because he was taking too many interviews. Am I right, Travis?
Yep.
Taking too many interviews. He wasn't focused on getting the defense prepared, so on and so forth. And as a result, that messed us up, quote unquote. That's what you said.
He said he wasn't focused.
Let me be bold.
Wait, I'm talking, Dad. He said he was not focused. He was already out on the team. He was taking too many interviews. He did not have a team prepared to play. And he told me, and Patrick was there, that Washington, he ain't gonna do that with Washington. Washington ain't been good for, I don't know, we beat Washington all the time, so he ain't gonna do that with Washington.
That's her saying.
And now, so this is new to me, that what you're saying.
No, it ain't new to you. What I told him was this. Our defense, y'all seen our defense in the playoff. That's the defensive coach problem. And Dan Quinn was our defensive coach. You can say what you want to say. Our defensive coach was to sleep on that job. Ain't nothing you can say. Dak didn't do it. We didn't have no defense that day. So, look at it. You just like with San Francisco. They got rid of one of the defensive coach because they try to make him their scapegoat. I'm not making a scapegoat. It was Dan Quinn's job to make sure our defense played. Bottom line. So now you ask what they're going to do with another team. My assessments of that, for that team, ain't nothing what's going on. For that team, is going to make a difference. Now you understand the logic?
So the players,
because they needed a good defensive minded person. They need something to bring that team over the hump. I think Dan Quinn would do it. Right. So it ain't no sense y'all trying to make like I'm saying that Dan Quinn ain't gonna be good. Because I never said that.
So the players don't hold no accountability for that, how they played? It's Dan Quinn's fault.
All players all over the world hold some, but the NFL gonna hold whoever the coach is fault. All of the teams. If the defense don't do good in the game, they're gonna say they're gonna say defensive coach. I don't care what Brandon said right now. If the offense mess up, they're gonna say offensive coordinator, offensive coach. So, if the defense mess up, they're gonna say defensive coach. Guys, you know I'm right.
All right, so
they don't pick out the player unless you just being specific.
No, I think accountability is 50-50. Ron, go ahead.
No, it ain't no 50-50.
Ron, it is.
Why are you talking about your coach then? That he ain't a good coach. No. You told me it's 50. You said your coach he's done. Tell me why it ain't 50-50 with him then.
Ron,
he get all the money.
Not been.
See, you gonna shut up now, ain't you?
No, I'm not gonna shut up. If you stop talking and let me answer the question.
I don't think you are. I don't think you are.
No, I'm not saying.
coach be gone. You don't get your 50-50.
Are you done? I just want to make sure you're done.
I'm done. Explain that. Dog, we gonna let him explain.
Mike Tomlin has not.
I got him. Go ahead.
Mike Tomlin has not been doing a good job of coaching this team. He has not developed players. He has not had his team prepared, especially for the weaker teams in the league, and we should not lose to those teams. He has not done. Are you gonna let me finish talking?
I'm reminding you back.
No. He has not done a good job in preparing his team. He has not done a good job of filling spots for his personnel. Always hiring from inside the organization instead of getting better people who are better qualified. And last but not least, once the accountability of the players runs out,
he can get out.
Are you gonna let me finish?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Once the accountability of the players runs out, then you have to look at the coach. And if you get the same results over, this is where I'm gonna get you at. Mic drop. Chris, Ron, if you got the same coach that's been coaching for 14 freaking years, and you've had 4 or 5 different teams with different personnel, and you still getting the same results,
but he's a winning coach.
Hold on for a second. Hold on. Oh, you let me finish because you're being rude.
No, I'm being
and then the caliber player that you draft and that you get on your team keeps increasing, but you still get the same results. At some point, you got to look at the freaking coach.
So you call and say, get on his ass, Pops, like he be getting on you.
End of story.
Defense or offense coach?
End of story.
Is he a defense coach?
He's not. He
running your defense.
He has not been a good coach.
Is he running your defense?
He has not been a good coach. And the thing about it is, he
can't get out of it, guys.
Pops, you're not listening to what I'm saying. He's trying to have too much say in the defense.
He's a head coach. He's supposed to say something.
Pops, if you say one more thing to me going forward about me cutting you off and being rude, then I'm gonna play this clip from this podcast every time.
I don't care if you play it.
All right. With that being said, he handpicks people that could be his puppets, that he can control, and that he can run the defense and offense through instead of hiring legitimate, top of the class OCs and DCs to run his team so that he can focus more on personnel and focus on more on having the team prepared. Period. End of story. So no, he's not been doing a good job of coaching. I've listed these things over and over again, and I don't know what about this list that I give you about Mike Tomlin that you're not understanding, that you're not comprehending. My answer, you thought you had me, but my answer did not change.
You ain't answered my question.
I just answered your question. Did I not answer the question?
Okay, a little while ago.
Chris, Brandon, Sharon, did I not answer his question?
Guys, I'm not letting him get out of this.
Now whether he
you said a while ago the coach was
hold on for a second, Pop.
You said all the coach fault was 50-50.
Hold on for a second.
But it's all the coach fault.
Hold on for a second. Whether or not you like the answer or not, it is the answer. Now, the other thing I say is this. Now,
it ain't the coach's fault.
I didn't say it wasn't the coach's fault.
Yes, you did.
The other thing is this. You can have the best players in the world, but if the coach does not...
It's 50-50 though.
Guys, he said well go in all the coaches.
What I said is it is 50-50. I didn't say it wasn't the coach's fault. The other thing is this. If you can have the best players in the world at running back, cornerback, safety, quarterback, if your coach is not have a good scheme and putting him in a position to use that talent and to win, that's the freaking coach. And that's a mic drop. End of story. There is no freaking way that we had Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Ryan Shazier, and all these players on the same team and not win a freaking championship. That's a lack of preparation from the freaking coach. End of story.
Now let me say this.
Because the coach is not putting them in a position to win, and he's not using his players to the best of their ability.
Are you done?
End of story.
Okay, guys.
You thought I wasn't going to be able to answer the question.
You didn't get out of what I asked. He didn't answer.
I answered the question.
You said you were done.
You want me to give me an answer again? You want me to give me an answer again?
Give him the ball. No, you ain't going to do it again. I'm not going to listen to that long story. The bottom line.
Ron, did I not answer the question?
I got the ball, man.
Ron, did I not answer the question?
Do you care about the ball?
Ron, did I not answer his question?
It's like that now.
Yes. Chris, did I not answer his question?
Guys, we all got to be
Brandon, did I not answer his question?
Pat, you gonna stop yelling over the ball now? Stop this.
All right.
Now, right now, it doesn't matter if you guys agree with him if you want to, because you don't want to be front with what he said. But I'm gonna remind you again what he said. When I said a while ago about Dan Quinn, Chris asked a golden question. Dan Quinn, how did he get a head coach? Well, I said, y'all said, you said a little while ago he let the Dallas Cowboys defense down. I said, yeah, because of that. You say, well, look, it ain't all the coach's fault. It's 50-50. All right, knock him right back when he said that. And you guys that say yes to him, you favored him. But you said a while ago it ain't the coach's fault. You said 50. I said, why is it your coach's fault that you don't get 50-50? And you guys sat there and listened to him, and you won't admit it.
If the coach ain't put
Pop got him, now he'll drop the ball.
And then even you was
I had to get him.
Then I answer this question. Then I said that the coach ain't putting them in the best position to win. It don't matter how good your players are. Accountability can only go so far with the players.
After you said that.
After that, it's the coaching.
Did he not say that?
If the coach is not putting you in the best position to win, it don't matter how good your players are. Look how good Dak Prescott is. Look how good
it don't matter how many names, how long you talk, you didn't answer that question.
I answered the question.
Okay. So it's both coaches and players.
Yes.
Right?
And that's what I was trying to say earlier. You said no. It ain't all the coach's fault.
No, what you said earlier is you didn't want to give Dak any accountability. That's the way you've been for the last 5 seasons. You don't hold Dak accountable for nothing.
It ain't doing no good to keep talking. You done lost it.
So I ain't lost.
Keep talking like
I answered your question.
You can tell me the color of the rainbow if you want to. It ain't gonna matter.
At the end of the day, the sun sets and rises on Dak Prescott.
Okay.
And when everything's going good, Dak is the best in the world. He's the best that's ever done it. And then when it's not going good, well, it's everybody else. It's either the refs, it's the fans, it's other teams. It's not having the players around them. It's not having all this stuff in place.
He's mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just at the end of the day.
All right, going to the next subject.
I'm just saying.
Next subject.
So you never answered Brandon's question. When you gonna hold Dak accountable?
I thought he was going to the next.
How long ago that been that podcast?
Well, how long is it gonna be before you answer?
Tonight, man. We're doing tonight.
All right, going to the next subject. So
I can answer a tough question. Pops can't.
I did answer. But you know,
so does the Super Bowl game make a better case for Brock Purdy being a system quarterback or not? Is he like an elite guy now, or is he still a system quarterback?
First of all, anybody that says Brock Purdy is an elite quarterback or one of the best quarterbacks in the league they're jumping ahead of themselves.
But they've been saying it all year.
I'm not saying anything like
all
that.
Year.
But what I'm saying is this. As time goes on, he's either going to make a better case for himself, not being or not remaining a system quarterback, or he's going to stay in that category.
They said he's just as good as Lamar Jackson.
No. In my opinion,
Josh Allen, Mahomes. They've been saying it all year.
These are fanatics. In my opinion, this is my opinion.
Why he wasn't off of the MVP?
In my opinion, he made a better case for himself to move further away from being.
They say he's better than Dak.
He made a better case for himself from moving away from that label. And if he keeps building these types of seasons moving forward and keep having the type of play that he's had, because he did extend plays. He did use his feet. He did make tough throws. He did do well under pressure. So with that being said, he made a better case for himself. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's elite. I'm not saying some of this other crazy stuff.
We agree with you on what you said, Patrick.
That's all I'm saying.
He did some good plays.
And like I said, he played. There were moments I saw with him when he played where it wasn't a system quarterback type play. He took the team on his back in moments, made plays that he needed to, took the lead, and then regained the lead late in the game.
So is he a system or is he an elite quarterback now?
No, I'm not saying he's an elite quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback. No.
The only thing that would make him elite if he'd have won the Super Bowl. Then you have to give it to him.
I think it being an elite quarterback.
No, every quarterback that wins the Super Bowl, we do give him
Chad Duffer is not elite. He won a Super Bowl with the
you gotta give it to him. He in the Super Bowl.
He's not elite though. Right?
He's not elite.
If a quarterback wins the Super Bowl, you got to give him his props.
You give him his props.
Brad Johnson is not elite. He won the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. He ain't elite either.
So you got to give him a prop. He in the Super Bowl winning.
Oh, I got that he won, but does that make him elite?
No, it doesn't make him elite quarterback.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we got to give him some credit. He won the Super Bowl, dude.
But go ahead, Chris. What was you finna say?
Did y'all ever notice? I don't know what it was. It was first, second, or third down, whatever it was, in overtime. When McCaffrey, I don't know if y'all saw it, but when McCaffrey had that, he started moving in the backfield.
That one in the backfield, yeah.
When he had that motion in the backfield, and then one of his defenders tripped, and then they slid that defender to cover one of the wide receivers, and his other defender got confused and didn't know if he was supposed to cover left or right. And McCaffrey was wide open on the other side.
That's all I'm saying.
Of the field. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Yeah, we saw everybody saw it.
And Purdy decided to throw it on the right side of the field. I don't know if y'all saw that in overtime or not. I don't
Do you remember what the announcer said? Do you remember what the announcer said?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
You remember what the announcer said when that happened, didn't you? He's over here by himself. This has been a touchdown.
Yep.
That's what the announcer said.
McCaffrey even turned around. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That would have been it. That would have been it.
If he was that guy, he'd have seen him. And Kaepernick was number one man.
That's why I'm saying it. You can't say
That's the first person I'm looking for.
that's
from
what
San Francisco in that situation. I'm looking for McCaffrey.
But two things about that. First of all,
That's your playmaker.
that shows that no, he's not playing like an elite quarterback yet.
That halfback should play.
Which is reasonable because it's only his third year. And second of all,
Give him time.
has he progressed through the years and made a better case for himself? Yes, he has. You can't deny that. Okay, and then third of all, that gets back to the thing of, man, it's almost like you got to say it might be rigged. Like that guy, you know what I mean? Like
we back wide open and he act like he don't see him. I mean, come on.
Sometimes quarterback just don't see you. That does happen.
Either it's confirmed what I'm saying, he's not that great, or it's rigged. Like,
All of us gotta admit, sometimes the quarterback just don't see him.
That's right.
So don't do that. That ain't fair. That ain't fair.
But in a Super Bowl, a big moment
I see Tom Brady missed a few. That's solid.
But in a Super Bowl, in a big moment like that,
But sometimes
wide open like that on the side of the field.
That means he's not who he's supposed to be.
All right, go ahead, Chris. Chris is gonna say something.
He would have saw that if he was who he's supposed to be.
Chris.
Honestly, there was nobody.
Nobody.
Vicinity of freaking McCaffrey. If you would have caught that ball.
Yeah. I agree.
Not only his first defender, but his second defender. Like
Chris.
he faked out both reads.
Yeah, all the quarterbacks, once they zoom in on their guy, they watch him. Yeah.
He turned around as soon as he hit his route. He turned around looking for the ball, and Purdy's running the complete opposite way, throwing it to the right side of the field. And I was like,
he locked in on this guy.
It's kind of questionable.
No,
I believe in Purdy. I think Purdy's a hell of a quarterback. I question him in that moment. That's all.
Chris, what it is, he locked in who he wants to throw the ball. You know, all quarterbacks do this. Once they lock in who they want to throw to, that's all they look at. Some of them look around, but when they get locked in, that's what they focus on. And he was focused on going down the way with it. That's what he was doing. Because he didn't see the man open. I don't think he seen him. But he would have thrown it if he didn't. But hey.
How's that, Sharon? Is that better?
Thank you, Stephen Cole. For president?
It should be better, Sharon. Let me know if it's better. That should be a little bit better. Because when we get excited, we get a little loud.
President, okay.
But yeah, man, I think Purdy did a great job for what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
In the system, he did great. I just don't think he's elite, and I just don't think he's no franchise quarterback.
And again, just
Pastor made a point. Give him a couple more games.
He's a great game manager.
Give him a few more games.
Let me clarify. I'm not saying that he's elite. I'm not saying he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
But give him time.
He was one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
His QBR, all his stats. Now he's probably the top.
Yeah,
I'd say this season he's a top 6, top 7 quarterback. I mean,
he's top 3 or 4.
You got to give him that. But I mean, he's gonna keep growing into being that type of quarterback for the next few years.
Okay, but that pretty much concludes the podcast, guys. If y'all got something else y'all want to say?
And we need me and Sharon to pick back up on the Mason Rudolph thing next time.
Y'all got anything else y'all want to say for in this spot?
No.
Pap?
No, not really.
Well, that's it.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Chris, thanks for tuning in. Ron, thanks for tuning in. And Ron was like, I'm out.
Like I said, we appreciate y'all, the guests that came on. Yeah. Chris, Ron, Marcus, appreciate you guys. And like I say, till next time.
Come back. We'll argue next week.
We out.
Pop said, come back. We'll argue next week. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. You got to go ahead and give a spirit. You got to go ahead and say it.
Thank God for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
Bye. All right. Till next time.
Peace. In the Middle East.